Yo. I love myself, I love my skin, I love my hair, my melanin. Even when I lose, was born to win. I never quit, just try again. I love myself, I love my skin, I love my hair, my melanin. Even when I lose, was born to win. I never quit, just try again. When I look in the mirror, what do I see? I can be anything I wanna be. When I look in the mirror, what do I see? I can be anything I wanna be. I am strong, I am strong, I am smart, I am smart, I am nice, I am nice. Use my heart, I believe in myself, I don't play, So I say this in the mirror every day. What I say, I am strong, I am strong, I am smart, I am smart, I am nice, I am nice. Use my heart, I believe in myself. So I say this in the mirror every day. What I say, I love myself, I love my skin, I love my hair, my melanin. Even when I lose, was born to win. I never quit, just try again. I love myself, I love my skin, I love my hair, my melanin. Even when I lose, was born to win. I never quit, just try again. When I look in the mirror, what do I see? I can be anything I wanna be. When I look in the mirror, what do I see? I can be anything I wanna be. I am strong, I am strong, I am smart, I am smart, I am nice, I am nice. Use my heart, I believe in myself, I don't play, So I say this in the mirror every day. What I say, I am strong, I am strong, I am smart, I am smart, I am nice, Use my heart, I believe in myself, I don't play, So I say this in the mirror every day. What I say, I love my skin, I love my hair, my melanin. When I lose, was born to win. I never quit, just try again.
I want you to put your hands together and welcome him to the stage. Big round of applause for Jackson Heights' own Mr. BEANZ.
What's popping, y'all? It's your boy BEANZ, aka Lil Thoughtcast. Podcast. Up in the place to be. We here for a good time and not a long time, so I'm gonna get right into it. First off, I want to start off by saying, Xbox, screw y'all. Okay, I don't know why y'all let these people cheat the way y'all let them cheat on Halo. I will be returning this controller. I will be canceling my subscription. These guys know how to cheat too good on Halo now. They just jumping all through the air without a jetpack, grabbing me, slamming me down and stuff, breaking my neck. I can't take it. All of the sniper action is like playing Call of Duty. I can't take it. Can't take it. Can't take it, won't take it. But we are here. We're going to get into all these reactions, man. Like I say, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Y'all already know, pinned to the top of the chat are the links to support the show. Okay, Cash App, $ eMERS Network. I need my nails done, man. The jail's starting to kick up. Y'all ready? Let's go. Right now, we're going to start off with this lead attorney interaction with Pearl, because I think this is very necessary. These are the type of conversations that I be wanting people to have. Now, again, lead attorney, much like a DJ Hamp, goes about this in a very nice, cordial, peaceful, respectful way, right? He don't try to embarrass people. You know what I mean? He just try to point out the inconsistencies or the flaws in your logic or your arguments, right? That's cool. We need that. We need people who can talk and offer correction in a nice way. But you also had a military where they cussing you out, right? Where they call it breaking you down before building you up, right? So if we understand that part of it too, then sometimes you got to understand people like me going to exist. I'm going to call you stupid, right? Because in my opinion, I don't think these are mistakes. See, that's the difference between, maybe it's the difference. I can't even necessarily say it's the difference between me, lead attorney, and DJ Hamp. Is maybe they don't think it's intentional, because they extend as much grace even in conversation. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about, but I don't. I think it's intentional. Anybody on Pearl's level, on Andrew Wilson's level, on Charlie Kirk's level, anybody on those levels, any of these people with hundreds of thousands of subscribers, millions of subscribers, who've been doing this podcast and stuff, who've been talking about these statistics and this data and stuff for years at this point now, making these kind of egregious statements, that shit ain't no mistake. That ain't no mistake. That ain't no misunderstanding of the data. They just being egregious on purpose. So I will give them the smoke that they deserve, right? But shout out to Lee. He handled this in a good way. Let's get into it.
We got to be real here.
It's not just baby weight.
That is Taco Bell weight.
Not the Taco Bell weight. But I will say this is the danger of statistics,
no
right?
Women in the chat. Is she well? That's not rational.
Well, now she's turning into Tommy Sotomayor. Now she's reading the chat.
My mom had 7 kids. And she's
reading the chat. Oh my gosh. Okay, shout out. And if y'all got questions for Pearl, you can certainly ask them. Put a Q, and then I'll ask the question. Chelsea says, TLA, ask her about the panel she just did with Fatty on Unleashed. Okay. What is that? What does that mean? Do you know what this is referring to?
Yeah, I do. I just did not a debate. I did a panel with Fatty, and they kind of crashed out. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was the whole thing.
What was the debate about? Who is Fatty?
I don't know if you want to go into this. Oh,
did it get bad?
No, we can. Hold on. Let me message it.
Is it still on YouTube?
Yeah, it's still on YouTube, and it's fine. Like, I'm fine talking about it, but it's just with your show, it's kind of a contentious topic. So I don't know if you want.
Okay, just tell us, what was the topic?
So the topic was if Black women date criminals more than other races.
If Black women date criminals more than other races.
Yeah, and I would say that's true.
Oh shit. Okay.
So and I'm not saying the white women don't do it too. We do, but it's just when I was interviewing and talking to people, that was just more prevalent with Black women, and then they crashed out. I said it because, and the reason it came up was because I said that women date criminals, and then the girl got mad. She's like, Pearl, you're just the one dating criminals. And I'm like, no. And then at first I gave a different example. I gave a white example. I said Ted Bundy, like white women, we love serial killers. So we're like Ted Bundy, Luigi Mangione. And then she was like, well, I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, come on, you don't see these rappers out here that women are like, come on.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah. And then they got mad at me for saying that. And then it was a crash out and that was it.
Okay. And in terms of criminals, if we say that Black women date more criminals than, I say, white women, are there more criminals? Are there more Black people? Are there more Black criminals in the United States, or are there more white criminals in the United States?
Well, I'd say most people date in their race, like most people.
Mm-hmm.
There are interracial, but like, most people do date in their race. And if 1 in 3 Black guys have felonies,
Mm-hmm.
then that's just going to be more common.
Okay. Let me ask the question again. Are there more Black criminals in the United States, or are there more white criminals in the United States?
I don't know. Because it depends if you do it like total or per capita.
Yeah, I'm asking total.
Total, probably white.
Okay, so and probably way more white criminals than Black criminals, right?
Yes.
But you're saying that even though there are way more white criminals, that Black women date more Black criminals than white women date white criminals?
Yeah, because most people date in their race. And so it's like, what percent of, like, a third of white men don't have a felony. So like, if
but
I
there
was
are way more white criminals though, right?
Right, but I'm talking on like a percentage. So if you talk to like 10 Black women versus 10 white women,
mm-hmm.
like if you talk to 10 white women, they're not going to know as many criminals, just like on a balance of probabilities.
Even though there are millions more white male criminals?
But not per capita.
And I really don't know the 1 in 3. That's surprising to think that 1 in 3 Black men have felonies. Where did that come from?
You can Google it.
See, right there. Now look at his face. Look at his face, right? You see? He knows that this is a BS response. He knows it. Nobody don't have to pay him to know it. Nobody have to convince him. He knows it's a BS response, right? You are Pearl, 2 million subscribers. You've been all around the world. You done talked to thousands and thousands of people. You have been doing research, right? You might not be able to say, oh, I got this particular data from the laboratory of science and data of industries, right? You might not be able to cite the source, right? But you should at least be able to make a statement that sounds like you actually read or researched the thing that you're talking about. And instead, you just say Google. Now, here's what happens in real time, right? On the show that I'm on, I Google, show the opposite and say, how am I getting something different from what you said? Because you said all I had to do was Google. Right? To show that that's a bullshit response, right? Like you don't just say Google. You say, oh, well, there's several studies that I read, several studies that I researched. Well, in the data that I got, it is suggesting these things. When you say what she just said, it's because you didn't read that shit nowhere. You making it up as you go along because you want to be egregious against Black people because you've seen the way. Anton Daniels from AntonDaniels.com has shown all these motherfuckers the way. All you got to do is be egregious towards Black people all day long and you'll do fine. Your numbers will settle out. You'll have all the views you need. You'll get your little bag. You'll have people coming in that'll support you with the cash apps and the super chats and join your Patreon because they too understand that in this country, Black people are the one demographic that you get away with punching down on. Right? So in general, right? Because you can't do a whole lot of stuff personally to Black women, but in general, yeah, you can pretty much say whatever you want to say. Right? It's the same thing we were saying last night on Truth Over Lies. If the men in the red pill space, if the majority of them are doing anti-women rhetoric, because that's what it is now, right? excuse me, and then you are doing anti-women rhetoric, even if you're not doing it on purpose, but you're doing it where it can be assimilated to that. And then you have guys coming in sending 5, 10, 20s. Or you go to the bigger platforms, you got guys sending 100, 300, 500 just to cheer on this anti-woman rhetoric. You can't deny what that is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just got to accept what that is. You know, luckily, I don't get a lot of that because I also do rhetoric where I am correcting or chastising women. But I think the difference is most of the time when I'm doing it from a communication POV. It's not really about who the chick is. It's just about the way she's talking, right? And the way she's talking about men and whether or not we think she's lying, gaslighting, and those type of things. We highlight conversation over here, right? So TLA's face right now is all the highlight I need. He know that's a bullshit response. You can't sit there and say, and I'm going to let y'all know something for real, for real. I really want to say this while there's more than 10 people watching. Trust me on this, okay? All of these people, like Pearl, like Angry Man, like Anton, like Andrew Wilson, like all of them, No Fugazi, Cooley, all of these people who always want to run to per capita, soon as you hear per capita as a justification for why demonization of black people is more valid, soon as you hear that, know who you're dealing with. You're dealing with a conservative douchebag. No way around it. You have to know this. That's what you're going to be dealing with in that moment. Right? That per capita shit is the stupidest shit I ever heard in my life, bro. Here, let me give you an example, an example that shows you what I'm talking about. There can be a country. Let's say there's a country and there's 100,000 people in that country. And let's say 1,000 of those people are yellow and the other 99,000 are green, right? Now, let's say out of the yellow people, 900 of them are just straight ugly, right? Now, over here with the white people, or I'm sorry, the yellow people, y'all caught that? Over here with the yellow people, where it's 99,000 of them, right? What's 10? So let's go. Let's say half of that would be 49, basically. So let's say 5,000 of them are ugly, right? Watch this. So percentage-wise, right? Per capita, there's more ugly green people than there are yellow people. But you see over here, you had 900 people, and over here you got 5,000. That's why that's a stupid ass argument. Anytime you hear them say that per capita, anytime you hear them say that percentage wise and all of that, it's just the way to demonize black people. You have to recognize that because you have to be able to listen to people and understand what it is that you need to take from them and what you need to discard. Unfortunately, we spend a lot of our time with our eyes and ears glued to these platforms, and we don't always have the greatest discernment when it pertains to these content creators and their rhetoric. So, keeping it a buck, because I love y'all, I'm saying you have to understand what you listening to. You have to understand the cues that you listen. Oh, okay. I see what he doing. Oh, okay. I see where she going, right? Instead of just listening to it in good faith to think that these people won't lie to you, because they will. In a New York minute, they will lie because they're trying to push agendas. They're building brands. They're not building themselves. They're not becoming better people. They're just trying to become richer, right? So you got to listen to that. I don't know what that means. If that was too hard to catch, I'm sorry. Here, since I said it already, I'll say it slower. Okay, watch this. 1,000 people versus 99,000 people. 10% of 1,000 people is 100 people, right? 10% of 99,000 people is 9,900, right? So even if you said 9%, right? If you said 5%, if you split that in half, you understand? It'll still be more of them over here than over here. And that's how they use it to say, yeah, per capita, black people do this more than white people. But the entire number is like 1 million to 5 million. It's just dumb. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying make sure you recognize that. Noah Bell, I'm not doing all of the free comments today, but you said, BEANZ, by that logic, we have to discount black women childbirth mortality rates. No, you wouldn't. Right? Because the argument doesn't have to be that, okay, look at how often this thing happens to white women versus look at how often this thing happens to black women. The argument is, look at how often this thing happens to black women. This don't even make sense. It's a high percentage whether you compare it to somebody else or not. You see what I'm saying? Already. I'm saying you don't have to discount it. You don't even have to make that argument. It's a high percentage on its own, uncompared. And that's the only argument that you actually need. Right? So no, you don't need that. Well, let's keep going.
All right. So I think we're kind of seeing a little bit of looseness or shoddiness in these arguments here.
Right.
I mean, that's a very, and I'm not saying that it's wrong, but that's a very stark argument. There, a very stark statistic that 1 in 3 black men have felonies. So it would be good if you're going to put that out there to kind of know where we got it, right? And then it would be good to know the stats for what it's kind of weird to know the stats for black men and not know the stats for white men. Is that a little weird?
Right.
Do you know how many white men are felons?
Not off the top of my head. I know it's like.
Oh, you see what I'm saying? The not off the top of my head proves that she's just regurgitating shit she's heard. Right? She hasn't actually done any research for herself. She's regurgitating the shit she's heard from the people who's doing the most numbers and the most money, like where she wants to be at if she isn't already there, but where she wants to be at, maintain and get more, right? Of course. So that's what I'm saying. That's how you know what you're dealing with, right? There was a time when a few years ago when I was in defense of Pearl because I'm saying like, yo, at that time, I'm just saying like, let content creators do whatever they want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like if people was mad saying, yo, she's just saying what the men say, she pandering to me. And I'm like, I don't know. First of all, everybody points out the fact that she's not that attractive. So let's just be honest. It make more sense that the less attractive woman would have all of these good things to say or maybe be pandering to men, right? So that made more sense for her to be the one doing it. Because if she was super fine, she'd be out here in her ego bag talking about F nigga free. Right? So that's part of the reason why I'm like, let her do what she want to do. But then, now it's kind of like, okay, now we see that you just following the trend. Right? Anton is on it heavy. Angry Man is on it heavy. Myron them been on it. Right? You got all these people that's just, hey, everything you can find negative about black people, push it. This is modern day, what do they call it? Propaganda. Right? So like during the Vietnam War, the Vietnamese used to print these flyers that said, go home, black man, this ain't your war. This ain't your fight. They was trying to get into the psyche of black men and like let them know like, bro, this is crazy what y'all doing, helping these white colonizers colonize another area. You didn't like it when they did it to you. So why would you help them do it to somebody else? Right? So they was trying to get into the psyche of the black military men who, by the way, was getting sent to the front line to get slaughtered to make room for the other guys to come behind them, right? That was that kind of propaganda. Here, let me borrow Pearl's quote. Do your Googles. You can find the propaganda that they used over in Germany during that time when they was trying to, quote unquote, get rid of this one demographic of people, often referred to as Jews. Right? So propaganda is a really big tool, right? So now around the world, not just in Chicago, not just in Atlanta, not just in Houston, not just in New York, around the world, they are seeing other black people. We talking about Pearl right now. We're going to react to the video of her saying the shit she said out of her mouth directly. We talking about Pearl right now, but they are seeing black people shaming, defaming, castigating, disparaging. What other words with ing can we use, right? Roasting, right? Black people on an open fire. They are seeing other black people do it. So now that divide with us is going global once again. It's just another it's a refinishing on that product. But the propaganda, so that when they start eliminating niggas over here, people ain't gonna be so mad about it because they're gonna feel like, oh, that's them niggas they was over there complaining about. Well, look, they should have got their lives together, right? And then you have people like this who can see just Pearl, who could see the wave and be like, oh shit, that's what we doing now. Okay, cool. Let me jump on this wave. Let me say all of this egregious ass shit towards black people, because nobody really not gonna call me out. And even if they do, I got 2 million subscribers. We could drown out the noise. Send them the channels that review and react to this shit and let them put comments up in defense of me. Right? Probably not gonna work so much over here. I got a small audience. Right? But this is just wave riding. I would say dick riding, but a lot of them niggas is dickless. That's why they do the kind of content they do. Right? But come on, TLA. Let me see if you did. Let me see if you took her to the wash.
Before.
Do we all see kind of what's going on?
Yeah.
Right. And this is what you got to be careful about. Now, if you're just going to be dating on this fatty guy's channel, you don't really have to be, I guess, so buttoned up. Right. But if you want to present yourself and like, hey, I know what I'm talking about. It's weird to know how many black men are felons,
right,
but not to know how many white men are felons.
Wait, particularly when you're white. Right?
But then
do you want to just Google it? You can Google it if you want.
But you're the one making the argument, not me.
Right. You're making
Well, I came here to talk about the marriage debate.
Okay, so let's just now we're going down.
See what I'm saying? She got caught off guard. She came to talk about what's the boy name? Andrew Wilson and Coach Greg Adams. I came here to talk about that. Right, you didn't tell me you was gonna ask me about this. Oh, but somebody from the chat asked about it. Right, somebody from the chat sent the super chat and asked about it. TLA seemed very prepared for this. Right, I gotta be honest and say, like, that might have been in the works. You know what I'm saying? For somebody to put that question up there, let's go ahead. But you see, like, he not like really burning no fence with this, or I'm sorry, burning no bridge with this. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause he being super nice about it, he laughing and all of that. I try that sometimes. Y'all know that. Don't judge me. I'm like that sometimes. I do the cordial professional thing. Sometimes. But no, sir, not in this case. Not in this case. I wouldn't have done it this time. I ain't gonna lie. I would have gone at Pearl a little bit harder. Well, you know, I mean, even if I would have just toned it down to, well, Pearl, that does kind of sound retarded though. And then if she gets really defensive about it, I'd be like, I usually call people stupid right now, but I'm trying not to do that with you, you know, but I can if you want to get super like that's how I would play it. I wouldn't just go super nova like I do with Fantastic, because he's, first of all, he's a man, you know what I'm saying? Second of all, we got beef history, you know what I'm saying? But I deal with them so much that I just get tired of it. Right. And then I will admit it's the fucking, you know, being able to do business. So I get it from TLA's perspective. Why not go hard? You know what I'm saying? But somebody need to. Somebody need to on all these motherfuckers, not just Pearl. This is my issue with how we doing this shit right now, bro. Chuck D said every brother ain't a brother because a black hand squeezed on Malcolm X, the man, the shooting of Huey Newton for the hand of a nigga pulled the trigger. Everybody who look like us ain't on our side. Right? And I understand grace like the next person, but we make up all these rules for how we going to deal with white people, but then we don't deal with our own people with that same level of scrutiny. We're not talking about slaving, just in case any of you Bible thumpers is getting into your feelings right now. I know the Bible says you're not supposed to enslave your own kind. That's fine. We're not talking about slavery. We're talking about correction. We're talking about chastising. And then we're talking about doing that verbally. We're not even talking about physically. We're not even talking about punching nobody in the face or blowing nobody up. We literally just talking about, hey, you don't get to do this fuck shit either. Just because you black don't mean we gonna cut you some slack on this fuck shit you doing, disparaging your own people. Not a single video addressing white people at all. Nothing that they do. Every single thing that you do is address us. And then when we try to address white people, you tell us, why y'all worrying about white people? But you don't go and tell not a single white motherfucking content creator they shouldn't be worrying about black people. They got their own assassins, school shooters, drug dealers, pedophiles, rapists, crooked politicians, kidnappers, cult leaders, domestic terrorists to deal with. You ain't gonna say that shit though, are you?
Going down another road. It's fair. You're fine.
Like,
and you warned me. You were like, Lead, I don't know if you want to talk about this fatty shit. So you warned me. All right. So fair enough. Fair enough.
Okay. I think that's the end of that conversation, right? Where he called. I mean, look, I'm gonna be honest, just that little bit though. Just that little bit of exposure to, hey, you gotta be able to peep the BS. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be able to see it. You gotta be able to hear it. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be letting these people just talk and convince you of anything, right? So we're gonna get to the actual video that she's referencing and check that one out. And let's do that right about now.
Which includes those.
All right, we're gonna start about right here.
No.
Make sure the volume is all the way up. All right, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure that you share the video. Okay, here it is. Man, YouTube done did some little modifications. They buttons look different and everything now. All right, let's go.
if I'm being honest, I think you guys are overreacting. I think the guys are white knighting a little bit for the women. I don't think we need to get emotional because there's facts about race. And if you can't handle it, I can go. I don't mind.
Yeah, no, but
just is what it is.
So you
Shout out
find
to Accountability
you dominance
TV.
you find a man
What an
that can
edit.
dominate and harm a woman attractive?
That's one way that men describe it, or that's one way that men do it, and women do select those men. So I try not to apply morality to this, good or bad, it doesn't matter, because women do pick criminals. Criminals are men that have committed a violent crime are actually more likely. They are more likely to reproduce than men that haven't. So I didn't make this world. I didn't make women write love letters to 10 bucks.
Has that been your experience? Like, are you attracted to criminals?
To be fair, I don't know many criminals. So that hasn't been my experience personally.
What about the people in your environment?
I've interviewed 1,000 people. A good chunk of them did, procreate and date men with felonies. That's not uncommon. So especially in the Black community, if we're going to be honest, that's I was going to comment. So I don't know why you're pretending to not know what I'm talking about. You can gaslight these simps, but you can't gaslight me.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't think you know anything about the Black community, but I will say about the white community, it's a lot of white women that find men who kill other women attractive. Those are the women that were
true, but I won't gaslight you about it. I won't gaslight you. I would say that's true. That's true. There are white women that do that.
I can't hear you.
Yeah,
hold on, real quick. Hey, hold on. I'm gonna say it again. Hold on, real quick, Pearl.
I can't hear you while I'm talking. I don't even know why.
That's another trick. Over talking you.
Say that until she lands. Like I want you to. Right now, we got strong personalities on the panel. Please let the person finish and then respond. You can't say the person interrupted you, and while you talking over me while I'm talking, if you already interrupted the person, let her finish. You the first person that can respond to her, Jazz. You the first person. Just let her land.
I did let her land.
No, you didn't let her land, Jazz.
Okay, it's fine. Let's start now.
Okay, well, you asked me why I brought it up, the Black community, because you're Black, so you would know. Because I don't.
That is first of all,
the same reason you brought up the white community, because I'm white. I have eyes,
If you're done, first of all, that's very disrespectful.
It's very disrespectful.
This was a conversation about.
Yes, it is.
Hey, friends, we don't need that leaves. Jess can handle it. Let her handle it.
Go ahead.
So like I said,
we were offended. Next.
Go ahead, Jess. Let Jess finish, please. Let's go ahead, Jess.
I will. Yeah, go ahead.
Jess.
No, see what I mean? I can't even really be upset with Jazz right now because, again, right? This shit is dumb, right? Like, you supposed to call this shit out. I don't care who you are, right? Which is why I'm never going to be able to build relationships with the bigger content creators, because I can't follow that first law in the 48 laws of power. Fuck you, master. If I can outshine you, I'm going to. And I'm not going to do it intentionally. I'm going to do it because I'm always trying to be my best version. And if my best version just so happens to outshine you, oh well, nigga. Get over it. I got 15,000 subs. You got 2 million. If me outshining you on the panel hurts your ego, maybe you shouldn't be on the internet. Right? I wouldn't keep playing with this white chick, man. Straight up and down. You can get dropped, shorty. Like, nobody finna keep playing with you. I don't give a fuck about none of them subs, none of your money back, and I don't want to hear nothing about your one-on-one consultations. I don't give a shit about none of that. You irritate me like this, you can get off my panel. Right? And that's how I think that's supposed to go. Not saying that Fatty and them ain't addressing it, because they are right now. They addressing it, But this shit crazy already.
Like I said, we were speaking about relationships in general. Nobody said anything about Black or white until you brought it up, and for what reason I don't know. It didn't add anything to the conversation. First of all, you're speaking on the nature of women and how we are all naturally attracted to men who are criminals, and then you made a point to say, excuse me, no, that is not the case at all for Black women. Now, if you're talking about people that are in poverty, people that live in certain situations, and
60% of Black men have been arrested by the.
Can you stop cutting her off?
One second. Hey, friends. One second. I got you. I got you.
Wait, but here's the thing, though, right? Look at the smile. Do you see what I'm saying? Why do we even have to entertain this shit? Right? I wouldn't care if this was Listen, I done went back and forth, straight up threatening each other with Tommy Sotomayor. And he's quote unquote the godfather of the space. I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. Fuck you and your subscribers. Conduct yourself a certain way on the panel or move around. Now, I want to do one thing, just to throw this little piece of information in there, right? I was looking it up trying to see what the exact number was of felons, right, for black people. Because you're looking at black men and then you can look at black people in general, right, to see what that number is. Let's see. But for black adults, the rate was about 23%. And for black adult males, it was about 33%. But on those rates, if there are, say, 40 to 50 million black adults, estimates vary. Yeah, I don't know. That number keep changing. The last time I checked, I think we was at like 43 million, but some people be saying 45. But then they be including like those multiracial people that I really don't include. And a lot of that also includes foreign black people that I really don't include. Yeah. I'm going to keep looking at this, but we're going to go back to the video. I'm going to bring y'all some more information on this on our next break.
If you don't have to ask, I got you.
Sorry.
You all right?
Crashing out. My bad.
Just make some notes, bro. Let her finish.
That's my fault.
It's fine. It's fine. Go ahead, Jen. Uninterrupted.
It's just weird that you would even have to bring up a race of people to even have the conversation, which lets me know that you don't really have information on the conversation. You're just spewing points to try to get a rise out of people because that's all you know. As it pertains to why women choose the women they want or the kind of men that they date, there are so many different reasons for that. You can't equate a person that has a felony to them being a violent criminal. That's not always the case, because I agree there are some people that marry men and women that have felonies in their background. That doesn't necessarily mean that they are violent. And then to say that black women are the most prone to violent criminals within our community, you don't know shit about our community, Pearl. And if we're going to talk about what's happening, if we're going to make it about a race thing, let's figure out what's going on in these white communities, in these white homes, when you all are raising all the mass shooters, y'all raising kids that are taking guns to shoot at other kids, y'all going into public spaces. And I'm sure you're going to talk about black on black crime or whatever, but we can debunk all of that because that's through proximity. The point is that you didn't have to make it about black or white. Keep it general, because it's very disrespectful for you to try to pigeonhole black women when you don't know any of us at all, to make that assumption that that's what we are prone to. None of these women on this stage.
See, this is where it starts getting delusional. You can't say she don't know any of us at all when the woman has literally spent the last several years interviewing black women over and over and over and over and over and over and over again on her couch. She's been talking to people and they have been saying things. So it's not like she doesn't have any anecdotal evidence to back up what she's saying. Her anecdotal evidence might actually be the ridiculous numbers that she think it is, right? But the problem isn't that she's lying. The problem is that she's fabricating, right? She's saying on one hand that a lot of women like dating these guys, and then she's saying especially in the black community, right? But where the fabrication comes in at is that the implication is that this is the majority of women, and it's not. It couldn't be anyway, because the majority of people aren't felons. So the majority of women, even though men cheat a lot and so do women, but when they're in their relationships, the majority of those people are in a relationship with one person. So if everybody's really like on some one-to-one shit, then these people ain't in no relationships with no felons, right? It's just not enough of them for it to be the majority of anybody. And that's the fabrication part. It's the implication to make it seem like this is something bigger than what it really is. Now, is it problematic? Maybe so. I can't really tell you if it is or it isn't, because we think of felony and we just think of the worst people in the world. It's some people in the world that don't got a single thing in their background, and they are the actual worst people in the world. Like police officers and politicians and doctors and mechanics. Right? People who take advantage of motherfuckers on a daily basis. Right? Like them, I think they are worse, in my opinion. The thing I wanted to get this other piece of information to y'all, what to keep in mind when you hear claims about how many black felons there are, right? A statistic like 33%, which is why she said the dumb shit 1 in 3, right? That statistic of black adult males having felony convictions refers to a lifetime rate, not how many are currently incarcerated or how many are felons at any one time. You understand that? So when they say that shit, again, it's not true. And this is what I'm saying. These people have to lie. Right? The people with the most subscribers, the people making the most money, gotta lie and bullshit and fabricate and exaggerate and everything, bro, to keep y'all stuck on them and to keep y'all watching and sucking up all that bullshit ass negativity that they push. They gotta lie, because if they just told the truth all the time, things wouldn't always seem as bad as they make them out to be. You know, they would have to be more considerate and possibly even empathetic, right? Because you would have an understanding of why people are making the choices that they're making, right? But they can't do that. They have to go all in, foot on the pedal. That's what YouTube demands of you. Get on your niche and stick to it. Niche, however you want to pronounce it. Get on it and stick to it. Okay, this is the one that we pushing the most. Anything anti-black, anything right now, anything women checking women is going to go viral. You're going to get your bag. Right? That's the new wave. Man, we're going to do a show tomorrow. We're going to talk about this attack on women, right? And my new idea of how the left and the right are playing this game together to undermine both genders, men and women. You might want to tune in for that one. But let's get back to the video.
Myself, Tyranny, or even Athena are dating any man that is of a criminal or that are violent. So watch what you say up here. You got a really smart mouth. And if you're going to have the conversation, try to be respectful. And all this trying to get me to hurry up, I'm going to take my motherfucking time.
Oh my God. Can we get Hey, there was rules. She has the friends. We don't need it. When she lands, Pearl will have all the chance to reply. Everybody going to be quiet. Go ahead. We need the convictions, because you're not become a criminal because you were arrested. You become a criminal when you get convicted.
33% of black people have felonies.
What's the percentage?
33%.
Approximately 33% of African American adult males have a felony record, which includes those who have been convicted of crimes. Is 33% of adult males. So
see what I'm saying? Didn't I just read that to y'all? You see how they using it? They using it the exact way that I just read to y'all that it's not supposed to be used. Right? But let's let them keep digging this hole for themselves, right? Because they love to try to push this narrative. When we start talking about kidnapping ass rapists, then they're gonna be mad, right?
I want to address that. I really want to say something else. So Pearl is not wrong. Most black women are more attracted to. They have a higher propensity to be attracted to those men. I don't know why y'all got offended and expect black power. That's where this racist shit come from. Like I told y'all before, it's the black women that want us get us into this racist shit. Can I finish?
Can you coon later?
It's the black women that want us to get us into this race shit.
Just let them land.
No, it's fine. It's fine. We control. Hey, Tyranny, don't mute yourself if I mute you. Go ahead, CJ.
So yeah, I think they want to get us into a war that we can't win, so they can go and be with the white man, and that's a different topic. But sorry.
Tyranny, you have the chance to reply, and then I'll get the best of the people that haven't talked. especially Big Rick, right? What did CJ said that was wrong? It's a battle of ideas. 1 second, Tyranny. Remember, this is the battle of ideas. You have uninterrupted time to prove CJ that what he said is wrong. No name calling for now. Later we can do it. Let's see if it happens. Wrong. Why is it wrong that most black women are attracted to this type of man?
Okay, now here we go. I'm stopping it right here because I've seen a couple of people that have reacted to videos of panels with Tyranny on it, right? And so here's what they have been saying, that she makes no sense, makes no real points, and adds no value to the conversation, right? Two people in particular, right, that I can think of. I think one of them name might be Theon, and the other one is Shaq. They said it out loud, so it ain't me telling on them. The reason why I'm saying that, though, is because this shit that I know she about to say probably about to sound crazy, but it's gonna be something in there, some kind of little okay jewel that you could take out of it. Let's try to listen for that, because yeah, this shit is about to be embarrassing. I'm already knowing it. Fatty asked for something specifically, right? Give us the evidence, give us your arguments, right, that prove what CJ said wrong. I'm guaranteeing that's not about to happen. And if it does, I'll eat it. Let's see.
Pearl, no, we're not attracted to them. Their men want us. That's why they really hate us, because they can't.
There was not the question.
That's it.
There was not the question.
I'm wrong.
There was not the question. No, Tyranny, you have to be 1 second. I talk again. Tyranny, 1 second. Tyranny, 1 second, Tyranny.
Half of black women have herpes. Like,
hey, 1 second. 1 second. No, 1 second. Pearl.
Hey, for real.
No, hey, everybody. 1 second. Now, 1 second.
Nobody should have to beg you to be quiet on that show.
Pearl, let me ask you something, Pearl. Are you trying to get the reaction of us? No. Pearl. 1 second, Pearl. I'm asking you a serious question, right? Because we had you on the panel once, and Andrew Wilson was with us, right? And Andrew Wilson all of a sudden starting to do FUBU remarks and talking about black brands and all that. And I asked him, hey, brother, I see your content all the time. You usually don't talk like this. So my question is, and be honest about it, is there any other statements you're doing today, statements that are made to trigger the crowd that you have right now?
I actually came here prepared because I thought the topic was black fatigue. So I came prepared with stats, facts, data, and statistics.
But the topic is not black fatigue, right?
That's what we spoke about.
No, but is the topic black fatigue?
That's what you told me the topic was.
No. I'm asking 1 second, please. Is the topic black fatigue?
So I invited, hold on, Pearl. I invited you, right? And I told you already that the next topic would be black fatigue. We already addressed it. But what is the relevant part about making it about race when we're here about the relationships? Why go straight? That's twice. That's going to trigger people. And now if they start saying stuff about white people, now we're going to have a race war. We want to have the conversation and intentional about the relationships, but it is turning into race conversation instead of a relationship conversation. That's
okay. So yes, it did turn into that, and Pearl did start it. Now that I've said that, she is the whitest woman on the panel, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not making an excuse for what she did. I'm saying there's a justification for it. Because if I am on a panel with white people, I am absolutely going to reference white people. I'm going to, because I'm going to appeal to their understanding of their own people. Right? So I ain't saying that was her intentions here. I'm just saying there's a path for it. Right? Cool. She made it about race. Now, me understanding what Ali is saying, that people are going to get triggered. Guess what? They shouldn't. I'm saying and I'm acknowledging that they will. And I'm still saying they shouldn't. She said this statement about women in general, and then said, and black women especially. Right? Now, can you prove the especially part? Hell no. She can't prove the especially part, But within our own community, we know for a fact this shit is prevalent. So why get triggered about it? Why argue about it? Why do any of that shit? If anything, just come back at her with some other data when you making your points and use statistics about white people. And if anybody wants to say, yo, you trying to, why you doing that just because she did that? Yeah, motherfucker. It's called fair play. Right? That's what it's called. It's called fair play. You don't even have to do a whataboutism. Right? You can, whatever point you're going to make, you can use an example inside of your point that deals with them. You don't even have to do a whataboutism about whatever she said. She talked about black women liking felonies, especially. Say they stank, especially. See how that's not even the same thing? That's not even a whataboutism, right? But I'm saying that it would have to be in line or in reference to whatever point you were trying to make, not just to throw an ad hominem out. I just used the stank part because I couldn't think of nothing. If you're judging me for that, your grandmama. Let's go.
That's all we're addressing. We want to have the conversation, but it's becoming a race conversation.
It's interesting.
We will have the race conversation, the black conversation. Hold on real quick, Big Rick. We want to have the black and white conversation too, but when it's said, when it's almost like it's said to instigate or stir something up, it seems like it's becoming racial. You're saying something.
What I thought was that we were adults here and we could talk about facts, data, and statistics without getting upset.
It's why
maybe we're not. I don't know.
No. If I did that,
it's not this, right?
You don't have to cuff. Just because the girls are getting upset.
No, that's not. Pearl, that's not the case, right? For example, we were having a conversation about criminals, and you say black woman after herpes. Like it's a very
she said that she actually brought it up first, and you guys are talking to me. She brought it up first.
No, Pearl, you brought up the fact that black women like criminals, and then when she said, what if she said that white women like men who smell like dogs? Then it becomes racial.
I don't mind. That's okay. I don't get offended. One side's getting offended.
So okay, as long as but look, just know that if that happens, then it becomes a racial conversation.
Okay, so what?
You can't
talk about.
No. But what happens is if we have a racial conversation, then it makes everybody else. First of all, I don't care about how we look in regards to money and all them things. I do care about how people respect themselves. So we should be able to have a respectful conversation without making it racial, blatantly racial.
Nobody
not being factual, making it blatant racial.
Okay, well,
you didn't give Tierney as much shit when she made it racial the other day with me.
Well, one second. I want to hear from her and see what she thinks about what we said.
Bro, okay. I might be wrong, and I'm not even going to rewind it to try to hear. But I think I just heard Tierney doing this whole thing where she tries to like speak in Spanish. She does this shit all the time. Even though on the show the other day, she called another nigga a sellout trader because he went to a non-black woman. He got a Hispanic woman. And then said, yeah, I went over there with some, and I even made kids with them, but I came to my senses and I left and I came back to black. But you still want to throw Spanish out there every chance you get. The girl irritates me, man. It to me, and I used to say this a lot about her, about Auntie J, about a few people. Bro, it irritates me that people even allow them on the panel because we know it's really just for entertainment purposes. Just so y'all can laugh at her. She's the remember Cockroach when he was on Martin Cole. She's the Cole on the panel. Rhythm spoons. You know what I'm saying? And they take advantage. These niggas take advantage of that shit too. All them drunk ass aunties and shit who used to be on the show. A couple of them people done passed away and everything, man. And now what the last things they was doing was on the internet being drunk and making a fool out of themselves and talking gibberish. Everybody could look at that girl and tell she not right. We know exactly who she is. We saw them girls when we was in school, and it was always that one that was thick as hell too. And there was a lot of niggas smashing, but they wasn't gonna tell nobody they was smashing the retarded girl. I don't even know why they let her up. All right, let's see what happens.
They got a good point.
Well, if I'm being honest with you,
never has a point.
If I'm being honest, I think you guys are overreacting. I think the guys are white knighting a little bit for the women. I don't think we need to get emotional because there's facts about race. And if you can't handle it, I can go. I don't mind.
Yeah, no, but Pearl, the thing is, we are not being emotional because let me give you an example of 1 second, please. 1 second, please.
I'm gonna bounce. I'm gonna bounce.
No, it's fine. Let me just say. Let me tell you one thing, Pearl, before you go, Pearl. So,
I'll
go.
So, hey, please, 1 second. So that's the thing, right, Pearl? If I was playing the same game that you are playing, I would say, you know about these things because you are the one that dated the black bum, a black homeless man, right? I would literally come out of the woodwork because I know your story.
God forbid I help.
Right, and these not black women that are just addicted to black bums. You are addicted to a black bum because that was the person that you actually dated for a bunch of years, right?
God
so
forbid I help the homeless. God
no, he was not homeless.
No, he actually wasn't, but that's what everyone says.
He was sleeping on your house.
No, it's not the full. I mean, it doesn't matter, but
yes, but my point is this, Pearl. We are treating you with respect. You can definitely touch on race. We can literally do shows about race, put the table to you, and you can do whatever you want. But if we are going to try to either get clippable moments or something like that, we know more about you than you know about us. So if you want to go there, we can go there. I take my gloves off and we can do whatever we want. And if nobody can be offended because of black this and black that, you are going to talk about the time where you were fucking a black homeless man, a fat motherfucker that you were having in your house, right?
Fatty, you're fat too. It's like
absolutely. You have no titties and no ass. You are mad at me because I have more titties than you. That's why you're mad, right?
We could go back.
That's why you're mad, right? Because I have more titties than you.
So again, I thought we were adults so that we could talk about.
Oh, we are definitely adults. Let me ask you something. What do you think about black fatigue?
All right, so I do appreciate you guys having me on. I really do.
Can you say what you think about black fatigue before you go?
I really did want to do this, but apparently we can't do the facts, data, and statistics. Thank you guys so much for having me on. If you want to do my channel, it's just
Pearl, if we came on your show and started talking about white men and white women, you would have had a problem. That's so disingenuous.
This is Sparta!
All right, so Pearl is gone now. I'm gonna give them a chance to speak for themselves, but I'm saying, look at that, bro. Look how that ended up being, right? Like she looks like, this grandioso content creator who didn't have to tolerate the children, right? This is why I like bringing up data. This is why I like challenging people to the shit that come out of their mouth in real time. I stopped caring about a show. Let's see if what they saying actually is true, right? Let's see if it actually holds up. What happens when you put what they saying under scrutiny, So, but let's see how they responded.
Hey, let me and Ali handle it, and then you guys got it, okay?
Can you bring me up there real quick?
Absolutely, Ali. Let me and Ali handle it, and then you guys.
Never let her disrespect her.
Hey, Jess, you don't have to go. Hey, Jess, do you have two coaches? Jess, do you see, Jess? We right now lost a bunch of money, a bunch of clicks, a bunch of clout because he wasn't sitting well with us the way that she was talking about black people. Do you really think you have to coach me and Ali about dealing with this shit we're already doing? Okay, so just chill. It's fine.
Her, we're gonna be addressing like on content too as well too, because now it's blatant that she does find ways to be racist because there's things that she says that are actual truthful, and it seems like and CJ, I see you shaking your head. But when you have, if I go on her show, blatantly start talking about Andrew Wilson or Pearl, their race, their women, and their men, that's looking to race bait. And the fact you can sit there, CJ, and go like this and not know that's what she's doing, and you a black man.
I don't agree.
You can respond.
Let him finish.
You can respond when I'm done. This does make me angry when this the only thing about black men that does trigger me about the fact that when black women say something, we can respond to it and counter on it, give data and say, hey, man, she not true. As soon as a white woman, a white man say something, you know what? Yeah. That's true. That's exactly how black men are.
Ali, boombaye. Ali, boombaye. Now you niggas sound like beans. Boy, I'm telling you, it's so amazing watching these guys get to this point where they're making the same complaints that I had been making years ago when they was trying to make me be quiet about it. Like answering questions, not being disingenuous, yes or no, right? Fuck the ad hominem shit, letting people land and finish their thoughts, panel decorum. All this shit that I complained about and I was told I was ruining my channel, right? But then you move to the conservative douchebag side where you got people like CJ, right? Who's convinced that his positions have to be that of a conservative, right? Whatever that look like, and it don't matter how stupid or crazy it sounds, right? I'm going to sit on the panel and I'm going to just espouse this shit because this is what's going to put me in the in crowd, right? Because, of course, now he's a content creator as well. And he's following the motto. I have to stay on the niche. The niche says go at black women. The niche says go at black people. The niche says support Trump. That's what I'm doing. Right? And to be honest with you, I'm conflicted on this. I was asking Fatty about this the other day on Nino's panel. Shout out to Nino Nation. Bruh, how do I compartmentalize this? How do I say, man, on one hand, people telling me, yo, you got to learn how to do business, man. You got to learn how to be a professional. You got to learn how to work with people that you might not like or disagree with, right? And then on the other hand, saying, but in my real life, I wouldn't even want to be in the same room with this person. I can't trust this person. I think this person will get you killed, right? Just off their mouth and their dealings because of the way that they speak. This ain't no game to me, sitting on the internet, shitting on black people all day. As a black person, that's your actual bag. That makes you a traitor. Ain't no way around that. If they say, here's the thing, these same people would say that same thing if you did it about America. If you are an American who sits in America on American internet and American StreamYard and talks shit about America, they tell you you are a traitor. You need to get the hell out the country. But somehow now the rules don't apply to these black niggas because they got a few subscribers or maybe some money. Most sellouts always do get money. That's how they get it, by selling out. That ain't nothing new. But CJ is just another lost soul. Or like my man Loaded Luck say, just another lost nigga who think the thing that makes me better, the thing that puts me with these guys is if I just agree with everything they say. But we'll let him defend himself. Make sure y'all hitting that like button, okay? We're not getting no donations, no support in. Make sure you're hitting the like button at a minimum.
Hit that like button, and hit that subscribe button, and hit that bell, and leave a comment to trigger YouTube's algorithm.
Round 2.
This is the point. I'm not saying everything she's not saying is not truthful. She says some things that are truthful and needed as well too. But when you blatantly go into a space and make it about race, that is race baiting, and it does become racial because there was no reason for her to say y'all love them more than y'all love them. Black women. Stop, CJ. I said you can land after me. I don't do you like that, right? You know me personally. Is I go in her spaces and go, hey, y'all love them mass shooters. Y'all love the men that smell like dogs. If I start doing that, I'm blatantly trying to trigger them based on race. She had the conversation and address black women and white women and all women by just speaking on the facts. This is not a platform. Contrary to popular opinion, when people try to seem like we try to bash black women, that's not what we're trying to do. If you want to have a conversation, let's have a conversation. But if you're making it blatant about race, that's what they're doing. And CJ, you tell me, what was the point of her saying that black women like criminals more than anybody? What's the point of saying that? If it's not racial, no, let me finish.
He was trying to back up what was.
Hold on, Melanie, hold on, please. No,
you'll have the chance to reply to Melanie.
It's crazy.
So if y'all want to have a live debate on this, after Jazz said what she said yes. White women are like that too, but I'm owning it. What was the point of saying it though? That y'all like criminals the most? Y'all like the criminals the most. What was the point of saying it?
She's talking to black people. She was backing up her point with saying that, and we let the women. This is my point. We let the black women, get so emotional about nonsense that they get the. I answered your first question. I'm going to expound. I'm trying to expound, Ali. You got to talk for 2 minutes, and I get to talk for 2 minutes.
I didn't ask you that. You know me too.
I answered your question.
I said, what was the point of bringing up race into it?
She was expounding her point, and she's talking to black people.
But we were talking about relationships amongst all people.
No, we're not. That is not what we're doing. No, it's not. That is not what we're doing when we're up here talking. Cut it out.
Okay, that's fine. One second. Hey, 1 second. Friends.
Oh, this shit be getting irritating as hell. And Fatty, blowing your screen up don't stop them people from talking. Like, for real, for real. Create a rule. If I mute you, don't talk. Mute them, right? And then if they unmute themselves, like you told Tyranny, drop them. Now, that's me giving you my opinion. I'm not demanding it. So if you make a video about how small my channel is and I'm trying to tell you how to run your channel, then I know where we stand. But I'm just saying, blowing yourself up ain't helping. These people need to know that the work that you put in and the platform that you built and all these different channels that you've helped and the visibility that you bring into the space, when you say stop, they need to stop. You shouldn't even have to blow your camera up. Straight up. They need to just learn how to stop and let you reset shit and get back to it. This content creator shit ain't easy. And all these disruptions like this make people turn, bro, a lot of times. There's a lot of people that stay for the bullshit, but for some people, this shit make people turn their head away, bro. Go ahead, though.
Hey, we're going. 1 second, friends. We are going to have the conversation, right? So, CJ and Melanie, you can actually go next, and we can have a conversation about this. So, CJ, if I go to the white spaces all the time, you see me there, right? Mm-hmm. Imagine that I'm going there, and we're just talking about relationships overall, right? And I say this: y'all white women are a bunch of hoes because I ran through you when I was in college. All of y'all sucking dick and all that shit. 1 second, CJ. Do you think the woman on that panel and the white man on that panel are not going to feel triggered and they're not going to start talking about how black people
all the time? They say it all the time. First of all, second of all,
answer 1 second. CJ wants to talk. Hey, CJ, we're not going. Hey, CJ. Hey, CJ. Calm down. I'm talking to you. This is not a heated debate. This is a conversation. Don't bite. No, I know, but you are too. We are calm. Like no, CJ. I don't want nobody to clip this shit and think that we are just screaming at each other. Everybody calm. The issue was resolved. Let's talk with each other. Like, answer what I said and then go quickly. Like, do you think that those people that are literally fighting every day, now they show that actually they're worse than us? They doxing each other. They canceling each other. It was the Andrew Wilson Sarah situation. They calling each other names. They robbing money from each other. Like, do you think that those people that just like us, do you think if I go to their space and I start talking shit about white women in specific, that the man and the woman on the panel either are not going to freak out or try to retaliate and talk about black people and how black people are burglars and criminals and all that shit? Like, what do you think happens?
Can I give more than one
and
word?
Interrupted.
You steal the mic. Thank you. Most people, it depends, the people, but we got to learn how to get out of our emotions from this shit. Disattach our emotions. Women are emotional, so we listen to them have an emotional break reaction to her saying black people, and now we got to jump up and defend them. She was right. We are being white knights for women and their emotions, which doesn't make sense. She has the right to say black people are this way because she's talking to black people. And she has the right to say it. Feel me? It's not like she didn't do anything wrong, and y'all just flipped out. And y'all, I don't know why.
Again, the thing that I hate is that CJ, while being a conservative douchebag, he's not wrong. He's not right, but he's correct. Damn, Beans, how does that work? Well, let me explain. Right? Because we all know that she was doing that shit on purpose, right? We all know it. We all see it. And just off the way that she said she prepared for the show, right? She was doing the show that she prepared for without that even being the current topic, right? But there was a pathway to her getting there, which was by the women reacting to what she was saying, right? In a disproving way, right? Which opened up the door for her to be able to say, well, come on now, y'all know women are like this because y'all black, and black women are really like this. right? And I can't pretend like I wouldn't have done the same thing if I would have saw that kind of opening. Let's say if we were talking about violence, and I could see myself saying, "Come on now, I'm on the panel for the white people. Let's not pretend y'all don't understand violence," right? Like, but again, I wouldn't have necessarily have been coming there with the intention to be provocative with this data, which is what she was doing. So that's why he's not right. You know what I'm saying? Because she was doing this shit intentionally, right? Which gives the panel and the rest of us a right to question the motives and chastise it. But he's correct when he says what she said actually was logical. It made sense in the moment, right? Same thing the other day with Andrew and the girl Charlie, who called out the fact that his wife has 3 baby daddies, right? Because of what she was trying to argue about her worldview versus his, that made sense in the moment to do. But the more she talked, the more you realize, oh yeah, she was definitely trying to be provocative. She even admitted it. Oh, you called me stupid, so I went here. You see what I mean? So even though it made sense in the moment, it was a logical argument, we know she did it intentional. Same rules apply here, man. And you're not anti-conservative, CJ, if you acknowledge that shit. It's okay to say, like, nah, I ain't gonna lie. Like, it flew with the conversation. Shit. She is over here with a bunch of black people, right? Here, I'm gonna say this and we'll get back to the video. The reason why I'm saying that you have to be understanding of this is because if I'm talking to a Christian, I will use the Bible. And I'm not a believer, but I will absolutely reference the Bible. Like, you should understand what I'm saying. It says this in this text that you say you subscribe to. You see what I'm saying? It's similar in that way. And I wouldn't necessarily be doing it to try to shame the person. I would be trying to do it to align with them where they are so they can understand what I'm saying better instead of sitting in judgment. But this was intentional, CJ. Shout out to my man, OG Do Dirty in the building for the $5 super chat. He said 5 for the live, man. I appreciate that. Thank you for supporting the stream. Big brother. OG. Y'all know what to do, man.
Mr. BEANZ, let me talk to him. Support the show and make the chat glow with a super chat. On me. On me.
Everybody break bread.
Hit the Cash App and support the show. Unless you broke.
Damn, I wish I could get them to break this down a little bit more. I wanted to share this data with y'all real quick. Because again, I researched it again just to make sure I understood exactly what was being said, right? So the 23% figure for black adults and the 33% figure for black adult men having felonies is a lifetime prevalence, meaning have ever been convicted of a felony, not currently felonies. Or I'm sorry, currently felons. I don't know, man. It's like it's the not currently that's making me think, okay, cool, I'm understanding it the way that I think I'm understanding it. Right? But it's the ever part that's like the lifetime part. That's like, well, it sounds like you're saying the same thing. You know what I mean? But that's okay. Let's get back to the video.
Hey, CJ. Hey, 1 second. TJ, we actually appreciate you over here, right? We actually appreciate you over here. CJ,
wow.
Did you notice that you didn't reply to what I said?
What was my question? Me or Fatty?
What was my question, CJ?
Now, here's the thing. Pearl decided to react to the video herself, right? So this gives us a chance now to break down what she says. We're not going to say in her defense, right? But in her explanation of the events that occurred, right? And we'll see if she is genuine about it or, insincere, or if it's some bullshit, which I ain't gonna lie, I'm absolutely expecting the latter. But that's just because the bigger content creators never take accountability, right? So
this is where we're gonna get into the debate.
Never say I was wrong. I messed up. It's like it's against some law. Maybe it's in the 48 laws of power. Never admit you was wrong. I don't know. Because these Negroes never, ever will. By Negroes, I mean all of them. All right. So let me see. I want to start it right here. All right. So Pearl. Oh, shout out to my man OG for coming through on the Cash App side of the game as well. Shout out to OG for the Cash App. You heard me? Yeah, my man OG coming through and supporting on the Cash App side of the game. Thank you for not letting your boy work for free. Shout out to everybody who watching. Please make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Let's get into Pearl though.
Round 3.
I know you thinking that sounded crazy. You supposed to say pause after you say that. Let's get into Pearl though. That's crazy. But no, I'm not going to say pause. I don't care what y'all say. Nope, I'm done. I'm not doing that one with y'all. Let's get into Pearl.
Title was Vivica Fox and 50 cents. Maybe that was in the email. But I'm thinking, okay, I came on here expecting to talk about black fatigue. That was what I'm here to do. I came in with black fatigue stats. I'm ready to go. Now, mind you, imagine accusing me of race baiting when the topic is black fatigue.
I wonder if which way they were going with that too. Because I had to say,
how could I even do that?
Let me say this. I had to say that long ass pause was retarded. I had to say this on the show the other day. This is what I don't like about content creation, and particularly chats and panelists, by the way. Black fatigue, right? It has an actual meaning to it. If you look it up, you'll see that. It doesn't mean what they've hijacked it to make it mean. So if I come on a panel and they're talking about black fatigue and I say, that's not what it means. This is what it means, right? First of all, people don't want to hear that part. But then if I then spend the rest of the conversation conversating with them about the black fatigue, that's really what it is, now I'm going to be ruining the conversation by just being honest, right? That's where we are as a people. And then I'll have somebody else sit on the panel and tell us that we shouldn't do that in some other form, like red pill. Man, they saying red pill is this and they saying red pill is that. No, that's not what red pill is. This is what it really is. Yeah, but everybody thinks it's this now. And this is the way everybody communicates about it. And you want everybody to stop communicating about red pill in this negative way. But you over here communicating about black fatigue in this negative way against black people. You ain't gonna use the real definition of black fatigue, but you want everybody else to use the real definition of red pill. You can't have it both ways. You got to pick one, son. You want us to talk about your precious red pill and the way it was meant to be, then talk about black fatigue in the way it was meant to be. Stop letting people hijack shit. Talk about woke in the way it was meant to be. Stop letting people hijack shit. Communicate like you don't even know they hijacked that shit, because that's what you want the rest of us to do. Nah, we got to talk about it in these dumbed down ass, hijacked ass ways, because that's just what it is. People ain't gonna have a conversation with you if you want to talk about shit for real.
Why, if you can't talk about race, why would you make that the topic? Okay, so all right, we're gonna watch. I think it would be funny to steal their viewers. I do think it would be funny. So you guys should tell them in the chat to come over here. Okay.
Also, and she like went live
we got almost 4,000 people watching across platforms.
Dealing with these men. Most women not type of bad men like that, bro. They're not choosing. We choose them. They don't choose.
Question for Pearl, and then Yuri can actually respond, and then we go to the fellas. I see you, CJ. Pearl, do most women know about how these men move out there? Because in my head, it comes Future, Nick Cannon, Cam Newton. Like, usually the guy that has already a track record and women still flock to them. This is a very visible. I don't think this is like
women know, but we hate that we love them.
That's different.
Like, oh, I love him so much. I hate it. We hate that we love the criminals, the players, the rappers, in this case, the entertainers, the really unstable men we just love. And you could see this because when women are young and hot, that's who we pick. When we're old, ugly, and mind you, this girl, she's starting with the disrespect. None of this is called out. Okay, they're not checking this, which whatever. I'm kind of walking into the lion's den. You see the face this woman's making? None of this is going to be checked. I'll get checked, but they won't get checked.
What the fuck you mean? Hey, Jazz, stop making that face. What? Do you see what I mean? The ego on these content creators, bro, right? And their ability to duck accountability for the shit that they do. You shouldn't even be the face she's making. Pearl, stop. Just stop. Okay? Come on, man. You keep telling women that they shouldn't be trying to be men, and you doing the same exact thing. You just doing it by podcasting like one. Just because you ain't running around trying to be masculine like the women in other areas and in their personal lives, you doing it here because you talking and sounding just like them. That's the kind of dumbass remark one of these goofy ass content creator niggas would have made. Worrying about her face. Come on, man. That's crazy. She's being disrespectful because her face is having an emotional reaction to what she's hearing. What? Girl, if you don't shut up. No, don't shut up. Keep talking.
And you wonder why black women are so bad. It's like the black men never hold them accountable for anything. And if they crash out, then I'm the bad guy. It's like, all right. And used up. I mean, that's when we go for the stable guys. And we do very good job.
That's narrative painting. She already painting a narrative and ain't nothing even happened yet. That's crazy.
Yeah. We do a very good job convincing them we love them. So I don't know.
Oh, but I will acknowledge that thus far, she's only been saying we, right? She's been saying we and women in general this whole time. So I do want to acknowledge that.
If any girl comes in and is like, I love the stable guys, it's like, at 20, did you? Usually not. So that's, and we can't help it to some degree. We cannot help that we are attracted to men that show signs of dominance. I think a lot of us we wish we could turn it off, but we can't. It's just what we're attracted to. We're biologically hardwired to do that. Unfortunately. So
we're biologically hardwired to.
So she's offended, and I would assume it's because she dated a criminal. I'm gonna assume. I think there was someone there because women get offended by this when they're dating the stable guy, and they're like, "Oh, he can't know. He can't know."
Did you say we're biologically hardwired to want chaotic, criminal,
dominant? Yeah, dominant. Because you got to think of like Ted Bundy. He had women. Yeah, he had women writing him love letters. He impregnated a woman. He impregnated a woman while he was in prison for murdering women. This is a real Luigi Mangione.
I don't think that's a woman thing. I think that's a thing that certain women do.
Jesus is the strength of my life. Did you just make the argument that it's not a woman thing, it's a woman thing? Okay, I get that certainly in front of or certain in front of women kind of, delegates a specific demographic. But the point is that the way that Pearl is speaking about this, is she saying it in a very general way? Yeah, because it's true, right? But she also clarified her statement, right, by saying dominant, right, so that she could be more inclusive, right? Because when you just say criminal, well, that's a smaller number. But then it's just like the unstable, the wild. They used to call it the rebel. They used to call them the rebels, right? The rebels. Those guys. Man, listen. You want me to talk about white people? Jesse James and all them guys that used to rob trains and stagecoaches and banks and all that. They was beloved by the people. People mourned and cried, and hey, they still making movies about them cats to this day, right? And they were quote unquote criminals, right? So if you have a set of women who lust after a Ted Bundy type who's literally in jail for taking the lives of women, then I think it's okay to concede that a younger girl is probably going to be attracted to the dude who get kicked out of school a lot, the bad boy, the rebel, the one who seems more older and, just he marched to the beat of his own drum. Like no matter if you make it an innocent version or if you go all the way straight to criminality, the point is still the same, that women like the quote unquote bad boys. That's not even something to argue. It's just listen to what she's saying, understand what she's saying, and then determine whether or not if it requires a rebuttal. And in this instant, I can be honest with you and say that it didn't. I just heard it from the beginning of where she started at, and I'm still saying the same thing I said when we watched it on Fatty's show. It didn't require that. You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't everything you don't got to be offended by. Some shit you just go, oh, okay, boom, take that shit and you put it in your pocket. And you wait until the opportunity presents itself. And then you go domino, mother. Right? You set book, ace of spades, right? Or some crazy, rock hearts, what's popping, right? That's how you do that.
Well, now she's going into the not all women are like that. So I'm saying women like criminals. And by the way, I started with a white example. It was white women that were crushing on Ted Bundy and Luigi Mangione.
That's a fact.
But I don't like being disingenuous.
Damn, man.
I don't like when women gaslight and pretend they don't know something.
Right.
Now, I don't know much about this woman.
I can't stand that shit
But
either.
I just have a hard time believing that she doesn't know women that have dated criminals. I just don't believe it. And it's because of the stats when it comes to the Black community and my personal experience, right? So this isn't just facts, data, and statistics. It's also just what I've experienced is that Black women just tend to go for more thug-like guys. They like the criminals.
Now, that's to her own doing, right? By the women, the Black women who she chose to associate herself with. That was intentional. They were looking for a specific, because this is not in her personal life. Like, if she say that, then I think she's lying, right? I don't think she has any Black friends. And here's the thing, right? Before anybody tries to get her to argue against this, Pearl, I'm not Andrew. I'm not them niggas. You don't want to do this. I can prove it to you right now. You said out of your own mouth, you don't know no criminals, right? Or you said you don't know too many. So if you do know some, I'm pretty sure they not Black women, right? So, and they wasn't Black men either, who the Black women you knew were dating, right? They would be some of them white collar criminals in your bloodline or whatever else, or just in your circle, right? Didn't mean to throw a shot at your bloodline. I'm just saying that's how you would know them. They were either your family or in your circle, right? So Therefore, the women who she's talking about, these black women that she know that dated all these criminals, are all those chicks that she had on her podcast. And they picked them kind of girls intentionally. The same way, whatever. And Fresh and Fair and all the rest of these channels who bring these girls on pick or let on certain kind of girls intentionally. I don't even remember one girl that Kevin Samuels interviewed saying she was on OF. I ain't saying it didn't happen. I'm saying I don't remember that. So that just goes to show you the different caliber of women that was coming on his show versus what's coming on these podcasts, right? So even by Pearl saying it's in her anecdotal experiences, these are from people that she had on her show and interviewed, and they were looking for those kind of women in the first place. So that's kind of a disingenuous take, right? But she ain't wrong, you know what I'm saying, about the fact that she was saying she brought up a white example first and all of that. So yeah, and I don't disagree with it that Jazz definitely knows some people who are and or dated criminals. I agree with that too.
Black men that I know that date black women, they've had a similar experience. And I'm okay with people having different experiences, but what I don't like is being disingenuous. So anyways,
there's no.
Hold on, Jazz, let her land and you respond. You going to get the mic, let her land.
Not every woman does that. There's different levels of dominance. However, we are still attracted to dominant men, and that does come in the form of, if a man can kill someone else, we know he can protect us biologically. So.
See what I'm saying? Like this is, and again, I'm not even gonna put this on Jazz because she's a woman, right? Because these Negroes, white, black, and otherwise, be on these panels and they are just as retarded. Sorry, Jazz, slight shot, but they are just as retarded. When you hear her say that, right, automatically you're supposed to filter that information, right? Understand she's saying this thing, A, not just that it's true, but B, it's a security blanket from an attack against her to suggest that she's, well, right now she ain't saying nothing about black yet, right? But it's a security blanket for her to suggest that she's trying to be provocative, right? She's just saying the thing that she not only believes, you know what I'm saying, but that history, data, her anecdotal evidence, and all this other stuff represents, right? And you can't necessarily argue against it. So here's where you shift, right? Your next move. You do something different, right? Sometimes on Halo, I throw the grenade before I enter the room. Sometimes I wait until the person come out the room and then I throw the grenade and start shooting, right? You got to change up your strategy. Okay, cool. She's trying to make it intellectual. Then let me go back intellectual, even though technically right now there's no real argument to be had. I've already stated that. But I'm just saying, Jazz remaining in her emotional, she on some emotional battle shit, she wasn't going to win this one. They could have all muted their mics. They could have dropped all of them down off the screen and just left Pearl and Jazz up there, and this shit was going to go real bad for Jazz, who likes to talk a lot. But that shit don't always mean you saying the right shit. This was going to go real bad for her because this wasn't nothing to argue in the first place.
No, that just is what it is.
So you find you equate dominance with, you find a man that can dominate and harm a woman attractive?
That's one way that men describe it. Or that's
see that shit? No, I'm not letting that slide. Do you see what I mean? Right now, and this is what she just did. She took the analogy and the example that Pearl used and then made it personal. Pearl never said I. She said women have. And she used an example of a woman, excuse me. She used an example of a woman who ended up getting pregnant by a man who had taken the lives of several women. Now, I don't know if it's true, but I'm just going to assume that it is, right? And based on that assumption, that woman exists. So you think it's smart to then take that and try to put it on Pearl? Absolutely not. That was the stupidest fucking move you could have made. Trying to make it personal. That shit ain't gonna end well for you. Man, yeah, this is what I be talking about, bro. They talk all this shit about me, but I swear to God, they can't fuck with me, and that's why they don't like me. Because I'm going to stay on what's real, what's facts, what's logical, what makes sense. Even when I get loud and demonstrative, I'm still staying on task to not make them kind of mistakes, bro. No, don't make it personal. Right now, she ain't said shit about black women. So this is Jazz being on some feminist shit. And if you support that shit, then oh well. I don't know what to tell you. I damn sure don't support no feminism. And that's all this shit is right now. You should have waited until she gave you something that you could have made your mark about, because Jazz now is a content creator. Whether she have her own channel or not, she is consistently on other people's panels and she consistently gets reviewed. She's a part of the content creator world. So you got to be smarter. This your opportunity. You got this chick, Pearl, with 2 million goddamn subscribers, and you going to go at her with this rookie bullshit?
That men do it and women do select those men. So I try not to apply morality. So she's trying to make it about me. She's like, Pearl, do you like criminals? Do you? And it's so tiring. So I'm trying morality to this, good or bad, it doesn't matter, because women do pick criminals. Criminals are more, men that have committed a violent crime are actually more likely. They are more likely to reproduce than men that haven't. So she's trying to be a bitch, right? She's being a bitch before I'm being a bitch to her. I like it. Let's just keep it a buck. Let's just keep it a buck. Will they check this? No.
I don't know if that's.
She's saying, "Oh, speak for yourself."
She did mumble.
I don't date criminals. As far as I know, there's no one I've dated that has a criminal record.
See, now let's start right here. Now I'm gonna show you what I mean. Thank you, Pearl. Salute. She just gave me a great example of what I'm talking about. Pearl says, I don't date criminals. And then she says, I don't date people with criminal histories. Right? So what is a criminal? See, people like to say, oh, man, you like to play semantics. No. I catch semantics. Right? What is a criminal? Is a criminal a person with a criminal history? Let's say it's OJ. Before OJ got arrested the second time, was he a criminal? Did y'all consider him a criminal? Fuck yeah. He was arrested, charged, went to trial, beat the case, and y'all still referred to him as a criminal when he didn't have a background. So this is why I be saying how they do the semantics bullshit, right? No, you know criminals. You know people who break the law. You know those people, right? You just know the ones who got away with it because they look like you, right? Don't lie. Well, I can see why you would lie. I mean, you white. You got 2 million subscribers. Channels monetized. Yeah, you probably should lie. That's how you maintain all that shit, by lying. Because you start telling the truth, shit ain't gonna go well for you. We know you know some fucking criminals. All right? So let's just stop the bullshit.
So
maybe you don't date them.
It's just, do you know what I mean? I don't know anything about this woman.
Or maybe they don't want to date you.
I didn't make this world. You know, I didn't make women write love letters.
Has that been your experience? Like, are you attracted to criminals?
Well, to be fair, I don't know many criminals. So that hasn't been my experience personally.
See? So she just said, I don't know many criminals, right? That hasn't been my experience personally, right? So all of these black women that she know who've dated all these criminals, they weren't her friends. They weren't folks that she knew intimately. They were the people on her show who she interviewed, and she wanted those people to be those kind of people anyway. That's why this is a disingenuous argument. That's like me bringing all OF models on my channel all the time and then saying women are hoes because of these women who do this whole content. There's no logic to that.
Sounds like these are setups. They are not debating. They're attacking your character.
Yes.
I mean, I don't even.
I agree.
I didn't even mind a little bit of a setup because I did feel like I could cook.
No. Don't say it was a setup. Get the fuck out of here with that. No, you're making a statement about women in front of a feminist. Like what did you expect her to do? She's not doing anything else that all of the other women you sat in front of who were fucking feminists did. They tried to personalize it and make it about you. They made goofy ass retorts that didn't make sense, right? Because they didn't want to address the logic or the truth of what it was that you were saying. So don't make it about no setup. Right? Now, is she trying to make it personal? Absolutely. That's what non-debating ass, not even debating, because I'm realizing now that's what debaters do. But people who aren't able to effectively communicate, that's what they do. They make it personal. Right? This ain't your first rodeo. We can see you on Piers Morgan and people making it personal with you. Like, that's just what that is. Don't say it's a setup.
Didn't think I would lose this. Is there another super chat I missed, or was it just that one? Black fathers were targeted for destruction, starting with the Great Society. That and crowded ghettos are the main causes of what you see today. Is there any other supers I missed? Oh, there's another one. When Europeans first arrived in sub-Saharan Africa, there was no structure more permanent than a grass hut, and only plates were in lips. Nothing much has changed. Oh, I didn't even see all these. This is so inauthentic. Your audience fishing. No, I actually think these are the most authentic streams I've done.
Here's what's so crazy about this, though. Well, she is audience fishing because she literally told her audience to go tell them that she was live. That's crazy. Right? Like, that is now for content creators, that shows that's one of the greatest levels of disrespect. Right? But from that comment that other dude said, like, this was so crazy about that. And again, as much as I would love to say that this is just white people, I can't. The person who sent that previous super chat that made that comment about Africa. So this is why that guy is a piece of shit, right? Because he said when they made it into Africa, do you know how fucking big Africa is? Seriously. Right? Imagine this. Imagine somebody came into America and landed in San Francisco and then went back to wherever they was at and then told everybody that America is just like San Francisco. Now, it's a slow-ass person in the chat because there's always at least one. It's a slow-ass person in the chat that don't get that reference at all. They don't get that analogy at all. Right? But to the slow person, here's what I'm going to tell you. The majority of this country don't look nothing like San Francisco. So if you come into San Francisco and then you run back and tell the world, oh, that America is just like San Francisco, you're a stupid ass. And that's what these people do. And people say, oh, well, they went into Africa. Where did they go in Africa? What part of Africa were they at? Where did they stop at? Right? And then what are these other places where all this modern miracle shit was at? That now all of a sudden y'all want to say ain't Africa no more. Because you repurposed the land and named it something else, and now all of a sudden it ain't Africa no more. Because you built man-made waterways to separate shit to say that it ain't actually Africa and then run around and tell the world, oh, nothing that was ever amazing in Africa. The level of audacity for white people is amazing. Amazing. Only a white person would think to do that. Only a white person would think to say, I'm going to go over here, I'm going to conquer this place, I'm going to change it up, change the whole narrative about the place, and go around and spread the falsehood. Only a white person would think to do that. Everybody else learned it from them. That's a fact. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Everybody else learned it from them. So to that person who sent that super chat, screw you. And I don't even consider myself from Africa. I just know what you was trying to do is some sucker shit and fuck you. Let's get back to the video though.
It's not like this was a topic that I want to cover. I mean, it gives people ammo on me, right? People throw in my face who I like, my ex-boyfriend all the time. Good guy, nothing against him. But people do that. And this just gives people ammo to like make fun of me, right? It makes it uncomfortable sometimes in public. I don't know what people have seen me say or clipped, but I just couldn't not talk about this because this was just the most like this was just a canon moment for me. This was a canon moment. These experiences that I talk about, I never in a million years thought my friends would do this to me. And I can't unsee it now. All right, let me keep going.
Hold on. So E-Dub, do me a favor. Cause I was trying to look for it. I'm not seeing it. If you got the exact link, send it to me. Like, I don't know if it'll let you post it in the chat, but just in case it don't, here's the link. And then you could just come in the back chat and put it in the private chat. I'm going to keep looking for it, but I'm not seeing it.
But I mean, I've interviewed 1,000 people. A good chunk of them did, procreate and date men with felonies. That's not uncommon. So
okay,
especially in the Black community, if we're going to be honest, that's
well, yeah. Well,
I was going to comment. So I don't know why you're pretending to not know what I'm talking about. So now this is what started the whole fight. Now it doesn't seem like I'm doing this to insult her or attack her. All I want her to do is be intellectually honest and be like, look, because let's say she doesn't know in her personal life Black women that date criminals. Are we going to pretend we're not like you didn't see all these rappers with a billion baby mamas that Black women love? Really? I mean, I don't really follow the rap scene, but like, we're not going to talk about, what is it? Pooh Shiesty, King Von. And I'm not saying, I'm sure white women dip in there too. That would be very exciting for a white woman, but let's not pretend that's not more common in the Black community than the white. It just is. Good old Jazz. That's her whole MO. She does this on every show she's on. Pearl, what's wrong with the Blacks? And I just don't like dishonesty.
Yeah, but see, this is what I'm saying. When you say the rappers, like, this is why I don't hesitate to say white people, right? When I say that and people get all up in arms about it, it makes me feel so good on the inside. Because it's like, yeah, I want you to feel the same way the rest of the world feels when you generalize and speak in absolutes. Right? I want you to understand that. And then it's always about, well, no, most white people ain't this and most white people ain't that. I'm like, yeah, most rappers ain't what she's saying they are. But she don't care about that. I had to explain this to some non-initiated, ignorant, conservative douchebag retards on a panel once before. if you're talking about gang bangers, the majority of gang members, right? Gang members get up and go to work every day. It's niggas in the NBA throwing up the rakes when they score. Kevin Garnett used to always throw up the T. You think he was at meetings? You think he was riding around in the hood, putting switches on handguns and shooting up people? No, because most gang members are some people who are affiliated because that's where they from. And it just is what it is. They not out here terrorizing, robbing, killing, shooting, none of that other stuff. Right? But we just gonna say these gangs, right? Because that's just the way we talk about things. We tend to generalize things. So the only time I say something about it is when I think the generalization is wrong. But if the generalization is fair, if you speaking in generalizations and I can think about that and be like, is 51% of them? Yeah, probably. Even if I don't think it is it probable? Yeah, okay. Fuck I'm arguing for. I'll find somewhere else to be contentious with you at. Right? To the point that Ali was making. If we go over to a white channel and we just start generalizing, saying all these things about white people, or even worse, start speaking in absolutes, we're absolutely going to be seen as race baiting and all this other stuff. So again, intentions matter, but not to the public narrative. The public narrative is going to be you a race baiter.
You gaslight these simps, but you can't gaslight me.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't think you know anything about the Black community, but I will say.
Now look, half this panel thinks this is funny.
About the white community, it's a lot of white women that find, men who kill other women attractive. Those are the women that were
true, but I won't gaslight
that's what
you
she
about
said.
it. I won't gaslight that. And so that's the thing. She says stuff about white women and white people. We can handle this. I say, they'll say, but Pearl, let's talk about white issues. We can. I talk about conservative Christians all the time that I would say are primarily white. All the time. But, I actually think I'm nicer to Black people because I'm honest. All these other white people will lie, but they're thinking the same thing. They see the crackheads on the street. I mean, and are there white crackheads? Yeah, but let's be real about the majority here. I would say that's true. That's true.
You know what's so crazy about that? It's difficult for me to process whether or not that's actually true. Because it makes sense, right? Because of when we think about who is often related to crack, but bruh, it's a lot of white people in Chicago. I promise you, it's a lot of white people that were smoking crack. A lot. I can't argue with you that it was more, but I'm just telling you, it's more white people in Chicago. And there was a lot of them coming from all around. I mean, outside of the police, you never seen so many white people. And here's the thing about it. It would have really made them easier targets for the police, since they like to, what they call it, not stop and frisk, but the profile, right? It would have made way more. Well, why is he over here? Look how he look, right? It would have been way more easier for them. But I bet you, if we go look at that data, it's probably not a whole lot of arrest of white people for crack. And I'm speaking specifically about Chicago. And I'm speaking specifically just about possession. I'm not even talking about dealers. Right? But it was a lot of white people coming from all over to get that crack. So again, she's probably right. I'm not arguing that she's wrong, but I'm saying it's a lot of white people, bro. Ain't no telling if that's true or false. Ain't no telling. But we know what it is when it comes to that meth. And they ain't treating that shit like they did crack. But that's a different story.
True, there are white women that do that.
I can't hear you.
Yeah,
Hold on, real quick. Hey, hold on. I'm gonna say it again. Hold on, real quick, Pearl.
I can't hear you while I'm talking. I don't even know why she even brought up the black community.
You can't say that.
Now, mind you, he's not offended here. He only gets offended when the women start nagging him. You're gonna see he's not offended in the beginning. He's chill
until she lands. Like I want you to.
Oh, that's
right
what
now,
I wanted to see. I want to see this part because he's saying she didn't let her land, but I felt like she had cut Jazz off right here. Let me see something.
You know, they'll say, but Pearl, let's talk about white issues. Good old Jazz, that's her whole MO. She does this on every show she's on. Now look.
Let's see.
Half this panel thinks this is funny.
About the white community, it's a lot of white women that find, men who kill other women attractive. Those are
Jazz is
that were
true, but I won't gaslight you about it. I won't gaslight you. And so that's the thing. She says stuff about white women and white people. We can handle this. I say,
see, Jazz was talking, and then Pearl started cutting off.
That's what just happened. But Pearl, let's talk about white issues. We can. I talk about conservative Christians all the time.
We don't need to hear this again. I just want to make sure.
Are there white crackheads? Yeah, right, but let's be real about the majority here. I would say that's true. That's true. There are white women that do that.
I can't hear you.
Yeah,
hold on, real quick. Hey, hold on. I'm gonna say it again. Hold on, real quick, Pearl.
I can't hear you while I'm talking. I don't even know why she even brought up.
Damn, Ali was dead wrong on this one.
Now, mind you, he's not offended here. He only gets offended when the women start nagging him. You're gonna see he's not offended in the beginning. He's chill
until she lands. Like I want you to right now. We got strong personalities on the panel. Please let the person finish and then respond. You can't say the person interrupted you, and while you talking over me while I'm talking, if you already interrupted the person, let her finish. You the first person that can respond to her, Jazz. You the very first person. Just let her land.
I did let her land.
No, you didn't let her land, Jazz.
Okay. It's fine. Let's start now.
Look like she let her land.
Okay, well, you asked me why I brought it up, the black community, because you're black, so you would know. Because I don't. That is the whole panel's laughing. Look, I mean, it's a fair assumption. Look, I think that if people assumed I came from a rich white background or a wealthy, a middle upper class, they would be right. Is it fair to assume that black people know?
No, ma'am. Until somebody said that, I absolutely didn't assume that. But you're saying if they assumed it because they would be right, that it makes sense that they should assume it. That don't make no sense. And if you didn't understand what I just said, that's because that shit don't make no sense. She's arguing that if somebody assumed that she came from a rich white background, that they would be right. So therefore, it's fair to assume. That's crazy. That you being right about it one time does not make it fair for you to assume. Bruh, I cannot stand Earth. Earth is really starting to stress me out, bruh. I guarantee you, I'm probably the only person that picked up on that too. That's how closely I be listening for shit. That being said, no. What if I assume that you had a fucking baby by your brother? Would it be fair for me to assume that? Don't make the assumption this nice thing, that you'll gladly take. Let's make it some negative shit, right? Like you're doing, Pearl. So if I assume that you fucked your brother, would that be a smart assumption? Right? See, right or wrong has nothing to do with the assumptions because assumptions can be wrong. Right? It's just about whether or not it makes sense to make the assumption. And that's what you're arguing. That it makes sense for you to assume that they would know criminals or people who dated criminals. I'm not even saying that it doesn't. But don't use I come from a rich white background. No, say you fuck your brother. I got 6, 7, 8 seasons of Game of Thrones to back up that you motherfuckers talk about this shit a lot. You like it. Hell, I was watching The Good Wife, and they had a motherfucker on there. His cousin was trying desperately to screw him. First cousin. So I'm just saying, would it be fair to assume that you're incestual? You probably would say no, right? Or maybe you would say yeah, just to try to, pretend like you could compete with me on an intellectual level. That would go very bad for you, right? So use some negative shit and say it'd be fair for us to assume that negative shit about you, right? That you're barren and can't make children, which is why you don't have any, right? That you were born a man, which is why your face looks very strong. Let's take some bad shit. This ain't me trying to Jones you. I'm saying let's take some bad shit and then let's repurpose that question. Would it make sense to assume that bad shit? I'm guaranteeing you in your heart the answer would be no. Right? So let's make smarter arguments. Shit ain't going well for you niggas, man. I don't know what y'all be doing. How the fuck did you get 2 million subscribers? Oh, that's because people don't like listening to intellect. Okay, I forgot. They like ad hominem goofy shit, like what you're doing. Okay, go ahead.
Black people, and that they see Black culture on TV and in the media. I mean, I think that's a fair assumption. I really do. It's like the same reason you brought up the white community, because I'm white. Yeah, and she did the same thing.
I have eyes, If you're done, first of all, that's very disrespectful.
It's very disrespectful.
Now, mind you, these two start crashing
what was disrespectful?
out. And it said, "This is how monsters are made."
I gotta rewind it
because he could option check these two,
but
he won't. And that they see Black culture on TV and in the media. I mean, I think that's a fair assumption. I really do. It's like the same reason you brought up the white community, because I'm white. Yeah, and she did the same thing. I have eyes,
If you're done, first of all, that's very disrespectful.
It's very disrespectful.
Now, mind you, these two start crashing out. And it said, "This is how monsters are made." Because he could option a check these two, but he won't. They won't. And it's no Ilkin, or I think that's how I say your name. And it's no disrespect for you, but I'm just getting tired of men doing this. Like, be a man. And I hate having to be a woman to say that. It's so out of order.
No, I hate that you have to be an asshole. Right? This is borderline retarded what you're doing right now. Check them for what? For feeling disrespected? Even I'm questioning where the disrespect is at, but so fucking what? We don't get to determine for people what they feel is disrespect. We can judge them, but we don't get to determine it. It is what it is. If they feel disrespected, oh well. What he's supposed to say? Hey, y'all stop feeling disrespected. Like you said earlier, she was being disrespectful by making a face. But the whole time you be laughing and shit while people talking, while cutting them off. And you was doing that first. So I'm just saying, like, come on, man. What we doing? What are we doing? Thought I had a cash out. Let's go.
But it's just, you know, it's kind of like the dad that always rewards the bratty sisters. It's exhausting. It's exhausting. You just think, could you punish the one that did the wrong thing?
It's not.
Yes, it is.
No, he was begging me to come on the show.
Hey, friends, we don't need ad libs. Jess can handle it. Let her handle it.
Go ahead.
So, like I said, we were talking about
next.
Go ahead, Jess. Let Jess finish, please. Let's go ahead, Jess.
I will. Yeah, go ahead.
Jess,
so like I said, we were
Wait, see now she just said I will go ahead, right? And we all saw already that she's not going to. To me, I take that as disrespect. You're lying. Why the fuck you lying to me? Why would you tell me you're gonna do some shit that you're not gonna do? Why would you tell me you're not gonna do some shit that you know you are gonna do? I take lying as disrespect. Why you lying to me? Right? So should you be checked for lying? Right? You probably don't think that you should. I definitely think you should. When people be gaslighting, I be wanting to check shit. Anything, fabricating bullshit, lying about data and all that type of shit, overly exaggerating shit, I be wanting to check that shit. I take that shit as disrespect. So that's why I said you can't tell them to check how people feel about disrespect. That's crazy. You can't even ask that.
speaking about relationships in general. Nobody said anything about black or white until you brought it up, and for what reason I don't know. It didn't add anything to the conversation. First of all, you're speaking on the nature of women and how we are all naturally attracted to men who are criminals, and then you made a point to say,
in particular, yeah.
Excuse me, no, that is not.
Now see right here, this is what I'm saying. You see how she's still talking? She could have easily just muted her mic. Even if she wanted to do that. I do that sometimes. I just mute my mic. And then I can say whatever it is I want to say in the middle of this motherfucker talking. Don't nobody else need to hear it. It's just me wanting to get my thoughts outside of my head anyway. So, right? And then when I want people to hear what I got to say, then I'll unmute my mic and I'll interject when I feel like I need to. But that, again, all of this continuously interrupting type shit, this is straight from the Andrew Wilson playbook. Right? Straight from the YouTube content creator panelist playbook. Overtalk, be loud, get your ad hominems in first, all this other goofy shit that they do, bro. And then here's the thing about it. When it's all said and done, the only thing that they're ever going to argue is about the money that y'all give them. It don't matter. You can prove 100 times over that they're stupid and retarded, right? And that you're flossing them in the debate, but it ain't gonna matter because they can always point to, yeah, but look at my bank account and look at yours. Because of all the money that y'all send them. They don't have to take fucking accountability for shit. They never have to acknowledge losses. They never have to exhibit decorum. They don't have to do none of that shit. She lost her monetization and got that shit back. Tommy can't keep a fucking channel. Every time they find out it's him again, you're done. Right? The game ain't fair. They don't play this by the same rules for everybody. You know? So I'm just saying, like, at the end of the day, this shit's type goofy. That being said, Jazz, be better at this shit. I used to say this to Sharon Bracey, because you used to be like, man, I don't understand why you don't think I'm gonna win in these debates, because you don't process information in real time. All you do is want to regurgitate your argument. It's the same shit Fantastic do. You want to keep regurgitating your argument so that the fact that you keep saying it, people keep hearing it, and then they think you're winning, because people are fucking retarded and they don't understand that more often than not, the person who's just saying the same thing over and over again is losing the debate. It's a reason why he can't be very analogous. He just has to keep repeating the same thing. Right? Because that thing in particular is the only thing that sounds like it's supporting his fucking illogical ass idea. So, Jazz, get better at this shit. Like, learn how to process information in real time. Listen to these people talking and use what they're saying against them, not about them. Right? Challenge the logic, challenge the idea, challenge the talking point, not the person. Fuck them. These niggas don't even argue with me no more about the child tax credit being welfare. Why? Because I've shoved that shit down their throat in 7 different fucking ways. Now you can't unbox this shit. Everything you do, you're going to be right back to square one because it's another argument already prepared, already stated that's going to challenge anything that you already said. What you should have did was stuck to your feminism ass core because that's what this was about. You was ready to argue before she even mentioned black people. Even now, you're upset because you're saying she mentioned black people, but she started out mentioning white, specifically targeted them. So you should have just stuck to the feminism shit instead of trying to argue about the race. You should have just been like, nah, man, I don't like you saying that shit about women in general. We not like that in general. The majority of us ain't like that. Went to your anecdotal. I know 10 women and 9 of them ain't never dated no criminals. Because that's the only argument you had here. Nothing else was going to suffice. The data does not support you. Right now, I could have sworn Tyranny got in this action. I don't know what happened, man. Maybe we'll get to see Tyranny get in at some point. But maybe it was just that little piece that she did earlier. But let's see.
The case at all for black women. Now, if you're talking about people that are in poverty, people that live in certain situations and
60%. Now, again, it's going to completely derail the conversation. Because she's going to keep saying, why do you keep talking about black people? It's just like, it's again, this is tone policing. Black men have been arrested by the.
Can you stop cutting her off?
Hey, one sec. Hey, friend, one second. I got you.
She's cutting me off, Ali.
I got you, Jazz. You don't have to
Watch
ask.
this.
I got you.
Sorry.
You all right?
Bro, my bad.
Just make some.
We're about to see what no accountability looks like.
That's my fault.
It's fine. Go ahead, Jazz. Uninterrupted.
I haven't watched this.
That you would even have
I'm
to
betting
bring
this
up
should happen. Watch this.
A race of people to even have the conversation, what lets me know that you don't really have information on the conversation. You're just spewing points to try to get a rise out of people because that's all you know. As it pertains to why women choose the women they want or the kind of men that they date, there are so many different reasons for that. You can't equate a person that has a felony to them being a violent criminal. That's not always the case because
Yeah. No accountability. See what I mean? Pearl is reacting to everything except for herself. Only when she's in defense of herself. Right there, she could have said, yeah, right there, I was cutting off whatever, ooh, blah, 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 but she didn't. Now, there's room for her to still say it. I'm betting that she didn't. Again, y'all put these motherfuckers in a sphere where they don't ever have to take accountability. Because when they go live, you're going to be there. When they drop a video, you're going to be there. When they open up the cash apps and the super chats and all that other shit, you're gonna support. It's a lot of people watching right now that's watching because I'm talking about her. And you see they ain't supporting me, but I bet you they support her. Right? And that's why they don't ever have to take accountability. And my entire life, that's been, what do they call it? A pet peeve? For me, it's my shit is 20 times worse pet peeve. It ain't no pet peeve. I genuinely loathe people who don't have to be accountable. Genuinely. And I think that's why a lot of young boys are susceptible to the anti-women rhetoric that they're getting in social media today, because they grew up with mothers who never had to be accountable. And so there's this level of disdain there, right? For all of those times when their mama was dead ass wrong and people was telling them, well, that's your mama. Well, you know, that's your mama, making it seem like you can't be mad at your mama. You can't be disappointed in your mama. She doing the best she can, even when she wrong and taking the flesh off of you with a goddamn extension cord, but it's okay. No, right? Men dealing with their baby mamas in the court system, all kind of shit. It's a lot of shit that men go through dealing with women where it seems like women never have to be accountable. And then that's exactly what breeds a lot of the disdain that men have for women today. Nobody likes the motherfucker that don't never have to be accountable for shit. Damn, nigga, you don't never gotta say you sorry. You don't never gotta take no L. You ain't never gotta provide any recompense. It's just always amnesty. Nobody's gonna like that person, right? So yeah.
Agree. There are some people that marry men and women that have.
Whoa, shout out to this person, Almighty Nate, for sending $50 on the super chat side of the game to, I guess that was Ali's channel. Right? Thank you for supporting the content creators. I'll be so happy when we have more people over here like you.
Felonies in their background. That doesn't necessarily mean that they are violent. And then to say that Black women are the most prone to violent criminals.
Steal their viewers, guys. Get in their chat. Say, get Pearl back.
See? Steal their viewers. Get in their chat. Bruh. That is content creator disrespect. You do not do that. You do not send people to go to other folks' live and say you're alive so they can come over to you. That is crazy, bro. But that's probably not even going to get called out. Let me be quiet. It ain't my business. She ain't doing it to me, right?
In our community, you don't know shit about our community, Pearl. And if we're going to talk about...
And she says, I don't know shit about the community. Well, maybe I don't know as much as you, but again, I lived in a pretty Black area for like 2 years. I mean, I know something. You know, I've been in entertainment for 5. It's a good, I mean...
what's happening, if we're going to make it about a race thing, let's figure out what's going on in these white communities, in these white homes, when you all are raising all the mass shooters, y'all raising kids that are taking guns to shoot at other kids, y'all going into public spaces, and I'm sure you're going to talk about Black on Black crime or whatever, but we can debunk all of that because that's through proximity. The point is that you didn't have to make it about Black or white. Keep it general, because it's very disrespectful for you to try to pigeonhole Black women when you don't know any of us at all, to make that assumption that
I 100% disagree with this take from Jazz, man. That's what I mean, bro. Like, bro, fuck the internet, man. Like, for real, this shit be like, anybody could get up here, bro. And they don't, all they want you to do is just have some verifiable income. That's all these people do with these panels. That's what Fatty do on especially on Fridays. Pretty much everybody that be on that panel on Friday makes 6 figures. That's what they all do. Right? It's all about the money. No matter how many times you prove that just because these motherfuckers got money don't mean they smart. You niggas hate the truth. I ask questions, they duck them. Or they lying gaslight. Right? Or they're a girl and they got titties. So, you know. Like, this shit, I mean, come on, man. Look, it's never going to work out for me, the panel shit. I'm telling you now. I'm trying to build another one now. And it's going to crash and burn. Because when people be stupid, I'm going to fucking tell them. I'm not going to sugarcoat that shit. Fuck all that. I give my mama that kind of energy. I don't call her stupid. That's my mama. But when she be talking and that shit be frustrating me, believe me, she knows it is. Believe me. Fuck all that. Be smart. This is dumb. You cannot tell this woman that she can't talk about Black people. That shit's retarded. she could come on a panel full of black people, but not talk about them. You can't tell this woman who just told you she's interviewed thousands of women and a plethora of them were black that she don't know nothing about black people. There's no common sense in the statement that you're making. I don't give a fuck where it's coming from. I don't care what your intentions are right now. This shit is retarded. And you know why it's retarded? Because it's coming from a place of feminism and it's coming from a place of being triggered. Because you want to be a feminist and you want to be a protector of black women. That shit's crazy. Then in the very next show, when people start talking about white people, you're going to have a lot of shit to say. You just had a lot of shit to say. We could start talking about y'all white people and how y'all kids be shooting up school. But you know why you look crazy doing that right now? Because she already said white motherfucking women was trash. She said it before she said anything about black people or black women. She said they be fucking serial killers. So you saying this back to her now just look like some triggered hurt shit. Man, you niggas need to learn how to debate, man. But this is not why y'all here. It's entertainment purposes. That's why Shaq said video coming soon, right? That's what it's for. Everybody else is getting to the bag because they weren't about entertaining you motherfuckers. I'm not. I think I'm entertaining. So therefore, I'm not going to come up here to try to entertain. I don't make no damn sense, man. I just like take these opportunities, man. Even when Coach Greg was up there with Andrew Wilson, I'm like, bro, don't get into the goofy ass spat shit with him. Do the intellectual shit and smoke this man's boots. It's a brother up here with an opportunity to debate Andrew one-on-one, not on no panel with no bunch of motherfuckers that's gonna be interrupting and dick riding, and not on no goofy ass show where they let you pay to kick people off. It's you and him. Fuck all the dumbass ad hominem dumb shit. Kick this nigga's ass on some intellectual shit so we could show you who's the real superior one. And what did he do? Yeah, that's stupid. You like, come on, man. Fuck that shit. Smoke this man's boots. Again, there was no argument for Jazz to have here. And this part is gonna make a lot of people a bunch of money. It's, I guess, just not me. But damn, don't you want these opportunities to be something else besides a few dollars? Don't you care that as a black woman, even if it's not fair, you represent black women? Especially because people know you not slow. So, and again, I'm not trying to be disparaging, but when tyranny is on one, when she doing her thing, I don't necessarily see that getting contributed to black women as a generality. Because again, you could look at her and see that she's different. And then you can listen to it and see, yeah, something ain't right here. But not you, Jazz. When you do something, they're going to say, see, here go black women, right? Because people tend to think that you're cute. And apparently you have some sort of success. And then you're being validated because you're on in our space, right? The Anton Daniels, Fight Club, Lapeef space, right? You're on the 3 biggest channels. So that's the validation for you right there. So when you get put in this position, make that shit count. Fuck making these niggas a few dollars. Show them why y'all the most educated. Damn.
That's what we are prone to. None of these women on this stage, myself, Tyranny, or even Athena, are dating any man that is of a criminal or that are violent. So watch what you say up here. You got a really smart mouth. And if you're going to have the conversation, try to be respectful. And all this trying to get me to hurry up, I'm going to take my motherfucking time.
Oh my God. Can we get
Hey, there was rules. She has the hey, friends. We don't need it. When she lands, Pearl will have all the chance to reply. Everybody going to be quiet. Go ahead.
My bad. Hey, my bad. Listen, man, I don't know how these other content creators are able to follow all of this shit on the screen at the same time. I do be trying to look at the chat every now and then. You know, making that motherfucker glow will absolutely get my attention. But shout out to Rob for the Cash App to support the stream and not letting your boy work for free. Let's get that in there real quick, man. Appreciate you, brother. Definitely appreciate the support through Cash App, brother.
This my man. Give me head top, 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 top. Wait, ma.
Yeah. Oh, that's you, E-Dub. Okay, cool. Salute, man. Appreciate you. Shout out to my man E-Dub for supporting. I appreciate you. Shout out to Crafting and Conjuring. Said hello. I just stumbled on your channel. I appreciate you. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the like button, man. I think we do pretty good content over here. Yeah, so let me do this, man. So we saw what happened after this already. You know what? I'm going to still let it play, but I'm going to go look at this other video and see if this is what we was looking for from earlier. Because I got the video that you put in the back chat too, but he got that one members only. So I'm gonna look at this other video and see if it has more information in it.
Done, Jess?
Yeah, I'm done. I don't understand why that was accepted. Like that was
wait. 1 second.
Okay.
We shouldn't accept what she said.
To say that you should know as a Black woman because you all date criminals when
so Jess, 1 second. So this is my opinion, Jess, and correct me if I'm wrong. She punched you in the face. You have the right to punch her back.
Imagine the ratio of vowels to consonants in this queen's name. Oh my God.
Right? Is that fair? If you felt that she punched you in the face, I have an opinion about this that I'm going to say later, right? But we are letting you defend yourself. We're not. You're going to have 2 chances to land your plane, and Pearl is going to have the chance to actually rebuttal what you said. Do you think that's fair? What do you want to do? Can we go on? I would want to make sure so everybody knows where we at.
We can move on. I think she
okay. Go ahead.
I'll mind you.
Okay, wait. Hold on, white girl. Here's my thing. Don't overtalk me. The reason why I hate when Fatty say that because he always say punch you in the face. Sometimes this shit don't be that serious. I get the point that he's making though. But again, tell her she's fucking wrong. Don't tell her she's wrong, right? Because the truth of the matter is that you run people off. Shout out to Hamp. He said this the other day. He said, when I over pursue on people, they tend not to come back. Right? Which was surprising to me because that's absolutely what was happening to me in my first on my first YouTube channel. Because I over pursue like a motherfucker. No. Give me a yes or no answer. Stop telling me you I'm trying to control how you talk. Yeah, I am. I'm trying to tell you to give me a yes or no answer to my yes or no question. Yes. If you don't want to give me a yes or no answer, then yes, I'm trying to control how you're talking. And fuck you if you don't like it. You can leave, which a lot of people did, or sometimes I just kick their ass off for free. Nobody had to pay. You're not going to bring down the intellectual standard in my show. It's okay to answer yes or no. It's okay. Life goes on. Your card note will be the exact same. Right? So just tell her she's wrong, though. Just tell her, no, you're wrong. Moving forward, you need to understand that if there's a white person on a panel full of black people, they get to talk about black people. Right? I remember this one argument that came up a few years ago. It was a concert, and it was like whatever, one of these younger black artists, but the crowd was like majorly white. That shit looked like it might have been 80% white. But they were saying every single lyric, including all of the N-words. And so the question on the panel was, is that okay? You know, and I'm one of those people, I'm beyond this shit already. I already said, I don't pretend like I didn't used to agree with not letting white people say the N-word, but I'm grown now. When you're a child, you think like a child. I ain't a child no more. The fuck I'm trying to tell these people they can't use the N-word. Say what you want to say. Just deal with the consequences that come with you saying that shit to the wrong person. Right? But in this situation, you talking about a person is producing a product with a specific word in it, charging you for said product, then charging you even more money to come to a show where they also perform that same product out loud, and you're supposed to chant along with them except for this one word. That shit is retarded. And any black person who thinks that makes me a sellout or a coon, your mama, nigga. That shit's just dumb. It just is. You don't want white people to chant the N-word at your show? Nigga, don't put the N-word in your show. Don't put the N-word in your music. You know what artists used to do? They used to make clean versions to their songs. Right? You need an example? Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre. Ain't nothing but a G thing, baby. Too loked out G, so we crazy. But the real version is too loked out nigga, so we crazy. They made a clean version. And even then, I still don't think you can force people to say the clean version. Right? No, that shit don't make no sense. I apologize to myself for all the years that I allowed the elders to convince me that that shit made any sense, because it didn't. But we not even talking about the N-word when it comes to this situation. We talking about being on a panel as a white woman full of black people. Of course, the conversation can be about black people. So if y'all start having a conversation about black people, then the white person has to duck out. They got to go on mute. They got to drop down. Come on, man. Make it make sense. If they say some shit that's inaccurate, correct them. If they say some shit that's disparaging, check them. But don't tell them not to say shit. Say what you gonna say. Get out how you live. Right? That's how that's supposed to work.
This could be a weekly thing. How funny would it be to watch me do these type of debates once a week?
Oh shit, I almost forgot. Shout out to A-Dub in the building for the 99-cent super sticker. Appreciate you for supporting the show. My guy. Excuse me.
He owe you some money? Here you go. Oh shit. Yeah, I'm tired of that. It was so disrespectful. You done hit me in my mouth with some goddamn money.
imagine this could be such a great show. You guys see the vision here? I give these YouTubers so much opportunity.
Pearl, and then we go back to the panel.
Okay, so you can tone police the simps and women that respond to shame, but you're not going to tone police me. So anyways, going back to the stats, the reason that I said that was two reasons. The first is that I interviewed 1,000 people. A good chunk of them were Black women. And I just noticed that they had a propensity more likely than other races to date criminals. It's not really an insult. As I could go into details about the types of men white women tend to date that are irresponsible. I've just noticed different trends in different communities. And it's kind of backed up by data because 60% of Black men have been arrested by the age of 25. So like if your dating pool is Black guys, 6 out of 10 are going to have been arrested. Why would I not think that it's more... Why would I not? Wouldn't that be a logical conclusion that she knows a Black guy that's been arrested? Yeah, they said your blood pressure would go to unhealthy levels. I don't know, once every other week.
So now I'm going to race bait because this is what bigoted ass white people do. Your Charlie Kirks, your Andrew Wilsons, and now you're just Pearly things, right? This whole time she was talking about criminals, and then she was talking about felons, and now to try to shore up her argument, she brings in arrestees. Being arrested does not make you a criminal. This is why I said people like to play semantics. Being arrested doesn't make you a felon. Right? Doesn't make you any of those things. It's people out here getting arrested for traffic shit. That shit ain't criminal. I don't give a fuck because you get punished criminally. That shit ain't criminal. That shit is economical. Right? But the majority of that shit ain't felonious. So even if they knew a bunch of niggas that got arrested, so it's not criminal. That's not felonious. See, this when it becomes targeted, right? Like I don't like playing this dumb shit. You know, Andrew Wilson. Almost all handgun crimes are committed by Black people. And not nan Black person has checked him on this shit yet at all. Not that I've seen. Everybody Black that I see that has been on the panel with him, except for CGA, has been in a fucking bend the knee position. All that goofy shit Charlie Kirk used to say, that I did videos highlighting all of the lies. Black people do more kidnappings. I mean, when a person says that, and then what did you see Cooley do? What did you see all the people on his panel do? They completely ignored his lies and wanted to address the one lie that I told intentionally to prove that people would do exactly what they did. Which is, look at what I lied about when I actually put the truth in the video. Lied on purpose, but put the truth in the video so that it was there to make a point. And they focused on that instead of focusing on the fact that this nigga had told all those lies throughout the fucking videos. These are the kind of people that we deal with. Well, I'll be like, oh man, you be mad, bro. Why you yelling? Why you be angry for real? The reason why it's different when you be mad because you be mad for real. Yeah, I do. I take this shit as disrespect, nigga. Ain't that what it's all about? Everybody get to be disrespected except for Mr. Beans. You got life fucked up. No, I take the bullshit, lies, the fucking gaslighting, the misuse of the intentional misuse of data and statistics. I take it as disrespect. Why are you doing it to me? Why do you even think you could get away with doing it to me? You must think so lowly of me. You must think I won't hit you in your fucking mouth. Right? No, it's not about being violent. It's about understanding the reaction that people have when they feel disrespected. They want to hit you in the mouth. So don't judge me because I express visually and I'm demonstrative to where you can tell that I actually want to hit this person in the mouth. I'm not gonna hit this person in the mouth, but yeah, I'm gonna talk to them like I want to hit them in the mouth because I do. And they earned it by saying shit like this. Arrestees? Be honest. Do you think there's more black arrestees than whites? But you know what she's going to say? Well, but per capita. I can't wait till the next time I'm on a channel with somebody white that loves to be white. So I can ask them, hey man, do you think white people are doing the best in America? So they can be like, yeah, we got all the money. We all the millionaires and billionaires. Yeah, but per capita, the Asians are making more money than y'all. So I can hear them argue against that shit, clip that shit, and then keep it in the chamber for every time I get on the panel with another one of these douchebags that want to argue about per capita. You want to argue with me that the people that have been under attack in this country for 400 years, that there's a per capita difference in their dysfunction. Yeah, bitch, that makes sense. Of course it does make sense that it's them. Everything you've ever done, you've used them as either your guinea pigs or your fucking punching bag. Yeah, it makes sense that that particular demographic would have more dysfunction, at least verifiable and calculated dysfunction. Yeah, that make all the sense in the world. Yeah, that it makes all the sense in the world that the greater demographic has numbers that makes it seem like they're doing better. You mean the people who run everything? Food, politics, education, transportation, religion, space, economics. They run everything, but somehow, how are these black people not doing better? The ones who, by y'all favorite Mr. Fantastic's own admission, were under oppression until 17 years ago. But why is it that per capita, they seem to be involved in more dysfunction? Fuck you. Who you talking to? I'll tell you who they talking to. Y'all. The chats. Because you're so busy worrying about it being entertained that you don't give a fuck that these people be lying and talking to you like you're a retard. And you don't even care. You just think it's entertainment. They don't even value you or respect you enough to try their best to always deliver you the truth. To be educated and enlightened at the same time. I wish it was in me to be phony sometimes so I could pocket some of this money that y'all seemingly love to give away to people. Okay, so okay, I see what you're saying. I got it now. Damn, this is a long ass video, boy. I don't even know where to start at on this one, but it's kind of long. But we'll jump into it because I'm not gonna stay up here too much longer because the support ain't there. Y'all trying to make me work for free. But we'll jump into it. Appreciate you for bringing the link to me, bro. Let me get this timestamp that I had already. It was 32:44. Okay, 32:44, 32. I want to make sure we get a good start time. Okay, right about here. There we go.
And that's why you're late. That's why you're late, Barnacle, because it's just you have nothing else to offer. You got to go and take certain situations and certain phrases just to have a conversation. That's not intelligence, babe.
Why, if you can't talk about race, why would you make that the topic? Okay, so
they didn't. You made it.
That was not.
We're gonna.
Right.
I think it would be funny to steal their viewers. I do think it would be funny. So you guys should tell them in the chat to come over here and like the video. We got almost 4,000 people watching across platforms.
Dealing with these men. Most women not type of old.
You say you had a question?
Absolutely not. You know what I mean?
We choose them. They don't choose.
Question for Pearl, and then Yuri can actually respond, and then we go to the fellas. I see you, CJ. Pearl, do most women know about how these men move out there? Because in my head, it comes Future, Nick Cannon, Cam Newton. Like, usually the guy that has already a track record and women still flock to them. This is a very visible. I don't think this is like
women know, but we hate that we love them.
That's different.
Like, oh, I love him so much. I hate it. We hate that we love the criminals, the players, the rappers, in this case, the entertainers, the really unstable men we just love. And you can see this because when women are young and hot, that's who we pick. When we're old, ugly, and mind you, this girl, she's starting with the disrespect. None of this is called out. Okay, they're not checking this. Which, whatever, I'm kind of walking into the lion's den. You see the face this woman's making? None of this is going to be checked. I'll get checked, but they won't get checked.
Bitch, ain't nobody checking me either. No, who are you? Nobody has to have a stoic face and be not reactive because you're saying dumbass shit. And anybody that knows me, when I hear some bullshit, you're going to see that shit on my face. It's going to show up on my face. I'm very expressive. My face can do whatever it wants to do. If I hear nonsense coming out of somebody's motherfucking mouth, that's what you're going to get. Why do you think somebody needs to check me about my face for you? Who the fuck do you think you are? This is what's crazy. Like, this is all you got, Miss Thing. Like, you have nothing else going on. You have no other control in your life. And you think that you're going to come on somebody's panel and think that they're going to control my face for you? Girl, fuck you. The delusion is very real. Like, no one's going to check her about her face. Girl, the checking your face needs. Get into it, ho, because that's very unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. What you got up on what you call a face. Girl, bye.
And you wonder why black women are so bad. It's like the black men never hold them accountable for anything. And if they crash out, then I'm the bad guy. It's like, all right. And used up. I mean, that's when we go for the stable guys.
I don't even remember hearing us say that.
Yeah. We do a very good job convincing them we love them. So I don't know if any girl comes in and is like, I love the stable guys. It's like, at 20, did you? Usually not. So.
And this is also like a very stupid point because at 20 years old, who's actually making very like smart decisions about relationships? We're figuring it out. We're going through experiences. We're evolving. That's not a groundbreaking point, girl. Like, okay, duh. I thought I liked this at 20 years old based on my inexperience. When I gain maturity, when I become mature, and I have lived experiences and I figure out who I am and what I want, of course I'm going to choose better. So what are you talking about? And speak for yourself, talking about when we get old and ugly, because baby, you're barely 30. And I just found that out.
All right, everybody. Look, I love y'all. I do. And I appreciate y'all. I'm not watching this shit. I'm not about to watch this shit. Does anybody else understand that this is fucking retarded what she's saying right now? She's agreeing. She's literally agreeing with what Pearl said. She just said, duh, yeah. When we're young, we're dating these wrong guys, these quote unquote criminal felon type. Like, she just said that, literally. She just admitted, like, yeah, when we're young, we do. But then we're evolving and we get older, which is exactly what Pearl said. So why was you arguing with her in the first place? That. I'm not, bro, this is going to look really bad for her. I really don't want to keep playing this video, because if this video is just about to be her talking shit about Pearl and making fun of how she look, y'all just don't give a fuck about intellectual shit, do you? Come on, man. Hit the like button, get the support up, do something, man. Make me stay. I'm finna go get my chips.
Hit that like button, and then hit that subscribe button, and hit that bell, and leave a comment to trigger YouTube's algorithm.
You're not even old yet. And life has already looked like it caught up to you. Please, honey.
That's and we can't help it to some degree. We cannot help that we are attracted to men that show signs of dominance. I think a lot of us we wish we could turn it off, but we can't. It's just what we're attracted to. We're biologically hardwired to do that, unfortunately. So,
and this is what confused me, because she went from dominant to all of these other things, and that's why I was confused. Because she's like, oh yeah, we like, violent men. And I'm just like, what? And she never said some women. She said, we as women. She made a generalization. I, as a woman, am included in that generalization. So my question to her was necessary to kind of walk down her point. Because as a woman, I've never had this experience. We're biologically hardwired to...
So she's offended, and I would assume it's because she dated a criminal. I'm gonna assume. I think there was someone there.
Yeah, I didn't even think that she said that. Girl. And I think it's because she dated a criminal. Yeah, okay. Never in my life. However, you assume that because I'm Black. You assume that I must know about criminals and dating criminals just because I am Black. That's not racisty. That's not race baity. Like, how do you say you're not a race baiter by literally doing all of the baiting in real time, girl?
Because women get offended by this when they're dating the stable guy and they're like, oh, he can't know. He can't know.
Did you say we're biologically hardwired to want chaotic, criminal?
Well, dominant. Yeah, dominant. Because, you got to think of like Ted Bundy. He had women. Yeah, he had women writing him love letters. He impregnated a woman. He impregnated a woman while he was in prison for murdering women. This is a real Luigi Mangione.
I don't think that's a woman thing. I think that's a thing that certain women do.
Well, now she's going into the not all women are like that. So I'm saying women like criminals. And by the way, I started with a white example. It was white women that were crushing on Ted Bundy and Louis.
But you didn't say that. And honestly, when she brought up the Ted Bundy reference, I was just like, yeah, it was weirdos. It was odd women that found Ted Bundy a weird ass murderous.
The fuck you mean she didn't say that? What the hell are you talking about? She didn't say that. She literally just did. Okay, wait. Okay. Hold on. Nope. This motherfucker lying, man. Either she lying or I'm tripping.
Girl. And I think it's because she, however, you are in real time, girl.
Because women get offended by this when they're dating the stable guy and they're like, oh, he can't know. He can't know.
Did you say we're biologically hardwired to want chaotic, criminal?
Well, dominant. Yeah, dominant. Because, you know, you got to think of like Ted Bundy. You know, he had women. Yeah, he had women writing him love letters. He impregnated a woman. He impregnated a woman while he was in prison for murdering women. This is a real Luigi Mangione.
I don't think that's a woman thing. I think that's a thing that certain women do.
Well, now she's going into the not all women are like that. So I'm saying women like criminals. And by the way, I started with a white example. It was white women that were crushing on Ted Bundy and Louis.
But you didn't say that. And honestly, when she brought up the Ted Bundy reference, I was just like, yeah, it was weirdos. It was odd women that found Ted Bundy a weird ass murderous white man, attractive and sexy and all that. But here's the thing. I'm confused because you said this is what all women naturally do. You didn't say white women. You didn't say black women. You said this is biologically hardwired in our bodies.
Jazz, your channel is about to blow up. You're going to surpass me. You're going to have 100,000 subscribers in no time. Because you're full of shit. Yep, 100%. And people love these motherfuckers that's full of shit. So you on your way. The success is coming. But you are full of shit. She didn't have to say white women. She said Ted Bundy. Bro, I'm tired of this fucking country. Man, I need to go to Mars. Bro, it's implied. First of all, she said we, and she's a white woman. Therefore, white is implied. Then she said Ted Bundy. And a woman writing him letters and the woman who got pregnant by him. It's implied. The people who understand, now, if you don't know who that is, if you don't understand, then that's different. I think you do. But it's implied. He's a fucking white guy. The same way how when she said rappers, it was implied that she was talking about black people. Oh my God, man. This is not how you win a debate. And then you doubling down on this dumb shit instead of seeing where you went wrong at and saying, nah, right here, I should have. All right, you got it. Congratulations on your 100,000 subscribers because that shit's coming.
For us to like men like Ted Bundy, bitch. That's what you said. Don't try to clean it up now. Like, well, I'm challenging your thought process as a woman. Because, bitch, I ain't never been attracted to a murderer, a criminal, a violent person. Just because she went from dominant man to violent man to criminal man to murderous man. And that all women are attracted to that. Mm-hmm. No, bitch. No. And you're right. That is some white people shit. That is some white people shit. But to bring up the reference to try to prove your point that that's what women do, that's what I was challenging on.
So you believe that white women are attracted to criminals and murderers and dangerous men?
Well, when you think about it, their entire culture is rooted in crime.
So why did you fight her on that? Why didn't you let it go?
Why didn't I say what I just said now?
If she used the generalization, which is most women, and she talk about white examples, why didn't you yourself let it go if you believe that women are attracted to dangerous, violent men, and majority of women in the United States are white? Like, why didn't you let it go?
So when she said it on the panel, Fatty, she just said women. So I'm still going off what she's saying that women naturally do. This was not the point where she made it about race. And I feel like if I would have said that's what white women do, it would have been a whole different outcome. It would have been, Jazz, why are you making it about race? It would have been a whole thing. So I didn't even touch on the kind of women, because my first thought was, yeah, weirdos. I almost said weirdo, but I didn't. I said,
sure, but she's not wrong, because if you know, like Jess, if you know anything about psychology, there's something called the dark triad traits: psychopathy, psychopathy, narcissism, and Machiavellism. Women are highly attracted to these traits because it's a survival mechanism. Is a survival mechanism. You're attaching yourself to the most ruthless man, to the man that can kill his opposition without no remorse, to the man that puts him and his family first, meaning the psychopath and the narcissist, and the Machiavellism, meaning the person that is willing to be conniving and to do all the planning to get all the resources to get everything for themselves.
Okay. No. See, this is what I mean. Shout out to Fatty. Shout out to Hamp. Shout out to Lead Attorney. Shout out to all these guys that know how to cordially and nicely offer up analysis and possibly correction. She's just fucking wrong. She just conceded to the argument that she was arguing against. Period. She's just wrong. Soon as she said, yeah, in our 20s, that's exactly what Pearl said. When you're young, you date these kind of guys. Then when you get older, you want somebody that's stable. And then you said, yeah, that's what we do. It's called evolving. Check fucking mate. Nothing to talk about. You were just wrong. Right? Using the Ted Bundy example, saying we was her way of including white people as well. And the only reason why she said black people is because she's on a panel full of black people. Right? So, well, let me not say the only reason why she said it, right? I ain't gonna say that's the only reason why she said it, because she could have said it on a panel full of white people too, right? But no, just fucking tell her she's wrong. I can actually appreciate the fact that Fatty is actually trying to highlight this shit, right? With her, on the panel with her, saying, you know, this is kind of an error here, right? There was no reason for you to actually argue with her on this one, but just fucking say it. Say it the same way you would have said it, nigga, if it was my mama. It's the same shit that made me stop watching Kevin Samuels. Because when he was live with Nicki Minaj and he was doing all that ring kissing, I'm like, this coon ass nigga. Talk to her the same way you would have if my mama would have called in. Fuck, because it's Nicki. And I can hear the people now, that don't make good business sense. Then nigga, that makes you a bitch. I don't give a fuck if it does make you good at business. It still makes you a bitch, nigga. My mama deserves just as much as respect as Nicki Minaj do. And if they both got the same poor ass mentality or poor ass ideology about relationships between men and women, if you gonna call my mama retarded, call that motherfucker retarded too. At a minimum, don't let her espouse this bullshit that you know you don't fucking agree with without challenging it. But he's on her panel right now, so that's a little bit different. Fatty is on her show, on her panel, right? So I ain't saying he need to go off. I'm just saying I respect what he's doing. But if it was me, nah, yo, you were just wrong. You literally just conceded. Here we are doing a review on it. And you want to get clicks and likes and all that other shit like that, and I get it. And you can do that by roasting the bitch. You gonna roast her. You gonna talk shit about the way she look, this and that, blah, blah, skippy, whatever you know about her. You can still do all of that shit. But be honest about what happened during the communication part. That's how you maintain the standard.
And this is not just in observation, but in science, you can actually look at these traits and you can make a statement that most women are attracted to these types. Your attraction is not something that you can control. Your action is something that you can control. I can be attracted to India Love because to me she has a great body, but I don't have to be with her. I don't have to date her in any shape or form. So I don't think you should actually even thought on that topic because I don't think it's debatable at all.
Well, I felt that it was debatable because it's one thing to be attracted to men who you feel can protect you, who can defend themselves in case of danger, who can, physically make sure that you're always safe. That's something different than women like criminals. That's something different than women like violent men.
So if I said woman,
that
I want to point this out because I know it's going to go unspoken. Y'all just heard Fatty say exactly what I said. I never saw this video. Shout out to E-Dub. He just sent it to me. So I didn't even know it existed. He said exactly what I just said. The point was undebatable. There was no way for her to debate that. I'm just saying. If you see me, if you see these guys saying shit that I say all the time, then don't let these motherfuckers convince y'all that I'm somehow beneath them. Because I haven't reached the financial success that they have. I don't give a shit about the next nigga's dollar. I'm good. Right? That's not a shot at Fatty. I'm saying in general. Right? What makes sense? What's logical? That's what I'm always espousing. Period. Don't matter if it's uncomfortable or not. I told y'all there was no argument she had against that shit. Nothing. She should have just kept that shit to herself.
Is assertive, it is confident, and can defend himself if need be. But I'm never attracted to a murderous criminal or a man that is a violent criminal or just a career criminal.
Totally fair. Do you think most black women will be attracted to 50 Cent in his prime?
Do most women?
Do you think that most black women will be attracted?
Fatty, great freaking question. Great question. Great question. Let's watch how she responds.
Attracted to 50 Cent in his prime in the early 2000s when everybody was wearing baggy clothes and doing this Soldier Boy. Do you think the Superman? Do you think that most black women, if they had the chance to date girlfriend and boyfriend to marry 50 Cent, do you think most black women of fertile age, of that age, do you think they would go after 50 Cent if you actually look at them?
I mean, sure. Yeah.
What is 50 Cent known for?
Him as an artist, he's known for gangbanging. He's known for talking about street shit. He's known for selling drugs. As an entertainer, that is his image. As an artist, sure.
No, as a person, he was shot 9 times. Like he came into the scene being a menace. He was already a menace. So
but
go ahead.
I would not say that he came in the game still in the streets, because as soon as he became a rapper, he became an entertainer. He became an artist. He became an actor.
I don't even know if she believed this shit she's saying right now. But here's the thing. This is my show, right? Okay, cool. I'm learning from all the other content creators. I get to make shit what I want it to be, right? Jazz is full of shit. She's lying. I think everybody kind of knows the story about 50 Cent. Now, she's younger, so I might have to give her some grace. But I think everybody kind of knows the story, right? He was 1 foot in, 1 foot out. That street shit didn't stop until Eminem and Dr. Dre happened. And then the street shit stopped. Because at that point, he was too big to still be involved in the streets. Right? But the fact of the matter is, his real life is what was on display. Them songs that he was rapping about was about his real life. The thing is, he was a quote unquote criminal. And you just said, sure, most black women would have been attracted to him. Most black women would have been willing to give him an opportunity in a relationship. She still hasn't realized that this is nothing to fucking argue. You gotta let this go.
But he was a street dude. He was a dude that shot 9 times, that gang affiliations. Like he would portray that. Like you can tell me that why like black women don't love that. And the point is, white women love the sex, drugs, and rock and roll thing too. See what I'm saying? Like it's not a black person thing. Like if you had the chance to get one of these dudes that was crazy high on drugs, doing some the degenerate behavior, most of these white women, will go after them too. So that's my point is, and this is why I didn't stop the conversation to this point, is because I don't think there's a fighting stance. This is just something that you observe in nature. And if you're going to be honest, like most women already dated this dude. They might not keep him because that man is unstable or toxic, but most women dated this dude.
Yeah, I disagree. I disagree. It's one thing to be attracted to an assertive, dominant man. It's another to be attracted to career criminals, to violent men. Like just because someone is edgy and drives a motorcycle and wears a leather jacket doesn't mean that he is prone to violence. Doesn't mean that he is prone to rob somebody.
What if you're a part of the Hell Angels? Because that's what we have here in Europe, and you probably have in the United States. The Hell Angels is a gang. It's literally a gang. This is riding motorcycles and all, but they are a gang, and women flock to them.
Okay, but are they a gang actually committing crimes?
Yes.
Are they a gang actually being violent towards people, or are they just a biker gang called Hell's Angels?
No, the Hell Angels are involved in a bunch of shenanigans because once again, you have to finance these people, like the gang violence, battery, drugs. Like these people are doing the same thing. Once again, they're engaging in bad behavior. It's not that they're just badasses that drive a motorcycle. They're actually engaging in criminal activity too.
Okay, so you're talking about Hell's Angels.
Yes.
There are, like I said, there are some.
This is how far off you have to get with people when they can't accept what is right under their nose. You just got to keep going down all these loop-de-loops and turns and twists and shit, because you just can't say, damn, I could see how I probably shouldn't have even been arguing this. I just said, yeah, when we're younger, that's what we do, and we getting older and we make better decisions. I just said that. So why am I arguing with this woman? Oh, because I'm programmed to be a damn feminist. I'm programmed that whenever anybody is saying anything about women, I'm supposed to jump in there and defend women and take up for them, and no matter what, and you never give up and you never bow out. It's like, y'all get it, man. Y'all get it. Listen, you want me to give her this pass for being young, right? It's very difficult for me to do it. I try to, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, if I got to give you a pass for being young, then you should give people that's older than you grace to understand they might know what they're talking about and you might not. You're not listening. Why would I want to give you a pass? I'm going to only want to give you a pass when I say, listen, you just said this, woo, woo, woo. You understand what you're implying and how that suggests that you shouldn't have even made this argument? Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. Now I can give them the grace for making that mistake being young, because now they're recognizing it, but she ain't trying to do that. This shit, wow.
Women that do find that attractive. There are, I guess. However, the blanket statement that it is a biological thing, I don't agree with. There's there's no scientific data that says that when women are born, they are going to desire violent criminal men.
Wait, because when women are born, they are not like they're not having sex with people, they're not attracted to people, they are kids. Once they get into puberty, and they actually start to develop feelings for the opposite sex and all that, this is when women are going to be attracted to dangerous men. Once again, please tell me, let's see this angle, right? Tell me the most desired man in the United States for the black community. Can be a fictional character, a famous person. Like, tell me what is the person that you think is the top 5 of most desired, right? Let's future out of the way. Let's go with somebody that you like, or somebody that you would say that most women will go for.
I don't know, because I may not think who I think is desirable may not be desirable to a lot of women. So I don't know.
But but you're a black woman, right? I don't want to put words in your mouth. So I'll go first. Ghost from Power. Ghost from Power will get, in my opinion, 90% of women if he actually came across them. Easy. Give me a person that could actually outdo Ghost from Power.
Yeah, he's cute. Method Man. Method Man, but that's for me. I know some women I don't find him attractive. That's just me. I would say the guy you just said in Power, Method Man. I know he's actually my friend, but Leroyce Hawkins, he's here, he's from Chicago, he's an actor. They just named him Sexiest Man Alive, and I know so many women think he's attractive. But he's not a bad boy or anything like that.
See, that's where you messing up at, right? Because now we're talking about looks, right? That's what we're talking about, looks. Like, what's that boy name? The basketball playing ass nigga, Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard was dating Taya Cooper. Her body was so crazy. And if you know who Dwight is, the nigga like 7 feet tall or some shit, and he tries to act like he's just one of the guys, but he's not. He really kind of corny in real whole life. Taya Cooper left him and got with the 4th member of the Migos. Right? Some NFL player, right? But when you look at him, he looked like one of them niggas with the dreadlocks and the tattoos and everything else and all of that. You know what I'm saying? So there's an archetype. Right now, the dreadlock thing, like, it seemed like if I could sum it up, it seems like every decade, women get closer and closer to finding like men that move in a pretty way attractive. Now you might think like, oh, dreadlock, scruffy, right? But it seems like women like these pretty men. It's kind of weird to me. Like, I don't like women that give off too much masculinity. That's just a turn off. So when you see a dude who, he in the mirror more than you, I just don't see what they get out of that. But again, there's a specific archetype that's being pumped, right? In our community, the music is probably the biggest industry. And so what is the music presenting us with? A bunch of dreadlock head Southern niggas, right? With this crazy ass accent and broken language. And so they like anything that look like that. Right? In the early 2000s, guess what? It was braids. If you had the Allen Iverson braids with the designs, if you had the ludicrous cornrows, you know what I'm saying? They was feeling that shit. Right? Right now it's foreigns. A few years ago, it was trucks. A few years before that, it was old schools, Chevys and Bonnies and Deltas and Crown Vicks and shit. Like the archetype continues to change. You know what I'm saying? And it's usually attached to two things: the thugs and the success. Right? That legal money is kind of quiet. You know what I'm saying? The successful, really successful people, black people, they're not doing rap videos. You know what I'm saying? They're not doing music. They're not on social media. Maybe more, they are probably now more, right? But social media wasn't that big at first, right? 20 years ago. So you see what I'm saying? Like, those people aren't the ones that's loud. So when you're looking, and most of what you see that is considered success, right, by the dollar amount and the material acquired, looks like this particular thing, whether it be the braids, whether it be the 24-inch rims, whether it be the gold chains or the platinum chains, whether it be the mansion, whether it be the muscles, whether it be the bullet wounds, whether it be whatever. That's how women are going to gauge that shit. Because that's what success looked like. That's what it looked like to them, according to the media and what they get to see more often than not. Now, for men, guess what? Because somebody said this to me a while back, and I was like, is that true? They was like, yo, they really conditioned us to like these bigger women. And when I say big, I don't mean fat big. I mean like just what we really consider thicker. It was like, bro, all that shit that we was looking at back in the day, the 2 Live Crew, the Rex and Effects, you know, all I want to do is zoom. All of them videos and shit that had them girls in it like that, they wasn't this big. They didn't have all these heavy ass arms and shit. They didn't have baby mama arms and grandmama arms. They didn't have these heavy ass thighs and shit. They had nicer, more poked out booties for their body sizes, right? But they weren't like this. Excuse me. They weren't like this. And I just started going back and looking at the 2 Live Crew album covers, the videos, MC Hammer, Pumps in the Bump, all this type of stuff. I'm like, damn, they right. They are right. They sold us on this humongous ass kind of thing. You know, as men, we always liked little, you know, bodies that had more meat to them. But this shit now, where all they got to do is just be big and it's worth posting. Yeah, we got sold on that shit. And I fell into it right with everybody else. If you watch my post that I post, you see I be posting these thick motherfuckers. I fell into it right with everybody else because it's like, yeah, I like the thickness so much. I chased it in my life. I wanted women who had that thickness. I wanted that clap back. I ain't want that bone on bone bullshit. I ain't like girls built like boys, right? And now it's to the point now where our women care less about their health than they do about making sure that their body looks like this archetype that was created for us, you know what I'm saying, in order to fund these particular industries. Kim Kardashian. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy, man. Listen, so I said that I was gonna give it a few more minutes. We already at 3.5 hours. We should definitely be around at 3.5 hours. We should definitely be at like $75 right now, but we not even close to that. So I said I was gonna give it a couple of more minutes, see if we can get support in. Then I'm gonna have to get out of here and go back to working on my edits. I know I'm gonna end up back on Halo because I'm kind of addicted to it again. They be cheating, man. And they be cheating so much on this damn game. Let's go.
Are we just going based off just attraction?
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Like this is what we're saying. It's attraction. Yes.
But the thing is that physical attraction versus like what they do on a daily basis are two totally different things.
Yes.
Because Leroyce is not out here being a criminal, and there are millions of women that are attracted to him. Method Man is not out here being a criminal. Maybe he had that life when he was younger, but there are still a lot of women that find him attractive. Don't make it a biological standard, because that is false. There are some women who are attracted to the fast life. And a lot of times these are women when they're very young and very immature. When we're talking about grown women, a grown woman still actively choosing a fucking criminal or somebody that's violent, there's something wrong there. So when we're talking about these things, what women do, okay, so some women at a certain age may find all that fast lane, unstable shit attractive, but eventually they don't. They grow out of that.
So here's where, again, this is going horribly bad for her. And I told you I would, right? There was, as long as she stays in this argument, there's no escape for this going bad for her. Because you're saying that women, when men want them the most, are making these horrible ass decisions. The red pill thanks you. Right? The red pill thanks you. You know what I'm saying? Trust me, they are. They gonna clip this shit up and have a field day with it. Another woman admitting that when you're at your peak, when you're at the peak for men, when men think you're at your peak, not when you think you're at your peak, because you're gonna think you're at your peak when you're 60 because you're fucking delusional. But when men think you're the best you're gonna be, you're making these horrible decisions. Again, you're agreeing with Pearl and proving that there was no reason for you to make this argument at all. Crazy.
That's why I'm saying
attraction is not a choice. There's the problem. No matter how many people Meg Thee Stallion puts in jail, she's still highly attractive to the majority of black men. And you will know the amount of danger that you are if you are around her, because she did it once. But once again, just because she's actually attractive when she has a certain type of behavior, men will still be sexually attracted to her. Regardless, if she was a good girl, a bad girl, a criminal, like what I'm saying, like
y'all gotta work that out. Because why? Because
why?
You know but I'm saying at this age you should know better. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
these are things that happened when you were younger. Okay, if you were, and not every young man and every young woman were attracted to that type of lifestyle.
No, you are missing it, Jazz. You think that attraction is a conscious decision. It's not. I can control what makes me hard, and you can control what makes you wet. If this person around you makes you wet, it is what it is. If this woman around me makes me hard, it is what it is. I can control my level of attraction because that was the case. I could go down on the man. Like this logical trait. You see a woman with big chest, you're probably going to enjoy. If you see a woman in very shape, you're going to enjoy it. If you see a man with muscles, you're going to enjoy it. If like this is something that is genetically coded on us.
Some women
but
don't
stop
like
doing some.
Right, but the thing
this shit right here, and I'm glad he just said that, because this shit right here, when people always want you to say some, but when they talking, they ain't saying some. They speaking in the same generality that you speaking in, but they want you to say some. No, I'm not talking about all, so that we're already there. And if you don't think it's the majority, then make an argument against the majority. But I'm not gonna say some.
But some men like
If you
fat
don't
women.
think it's
That
general,
shows that men
then
don't
make
like,
an
don't
argument
like
against
a skinny
general.
shape woman.
But I'm
Bro,
not gonna say
then
some
that means that
to
attraction
appease
is a
your
choice,
fucking
because you
feelings.
know that you may not be attracted to a woman. If attraction was just uncontrollable towards women, then every woman you look at, you'll be getting hard for. But no, you control what you're attracted to because you know what you like.
So Jess,
that is a point of control, right?
So Jess, you think these men that for whatever reason gravitate to women that are 600 pounds and step on their balls, do you think they can control those impulses about finding them attractive or not? Do you think they can control that?
Wait, a 600-pound woman stepping on somebody's
Yeah, because you say some, and this is usually the problem with a lot of conversations is we go for some instead of going for majority, right? I can find you a bunch of men that love 600-pound woman. It's a very small minority, but they exist. Do you think they chose that, or you think they, for something in their brain that chemically makes them attracted to this person, to this 600-pound woman?
I think that they're just attracted to them. I don't know if it's something.
So it's not the choice.
Are we saying that they were born that way? That's what I'm saying. Like my point.
So it's not the choice.
But what I'm saying is, how is it not a choice? I don't understand how is it not a choice if this is.
Do you think the gay people are born gay or choose to be gay?
I think that it is a lifestyle choice.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand that there could be certain things that happen, upon birth. I think maybe because sometimes you can see certain things in kids, but I really don't know. I really do think that is a lifestyle choice based on like exposure or experiences. Because to be gay is the act of it, right? So you have to be kind of exposed.
No, it's not necessarily, because you can be a virgin that never did nothing, but you are attracted to a naked man, and you notice that before ever you actually get into.
It depends on if you are attracted to the man that's naked, because not every naked man is going to be attractive just because he's standing there naked.
Absolutely,
if I don't find you attractive, then that's just what it is. It doesn't matter if you
absolutely, and this is what we're talking about. If we're talking majorities, it would not be controversial to say most women like taller men. Might not be tall, but a little taller than them. Most women like strong men. We do generalities all the time. So on the dangerous.
I don't know, Fatty, because I really think that this whole tall, strong thing, that's some shit y'all men came up with to say this is what the archetype of all women like.
So we are making women saying that they want a 6 foot tall man?
I'm not saying that women haven't said that before, but I don't know a majority of women that says that that's their standard. And women that say that.
So why does that dude 6'8" the Great get so many women on the man without even talking with her?
Because he's engaging with very immature young bops.
No. So
he's in club environments.
Yes.
He's in club environments. He's already popular, right? He's around a bunch of cameras. The guy is popular. He's in spaces where he knows he's going to get that kind of attention. If he tried to act like that amongst my group of friends, if he came into an event acting like that, standing by, handing out his phone, expecting a woman to fawn over him, he will get laughed the fuck at.
I know she really thinks she's saying some shit, man, but you again, everything you keep saying keeps making the point that Pearl was making, which is that when y'all younger, this is what you do. So now when Fatty uses this other example and asks you, well, why are these women like this? You say, oh, it's because they're young. Yeah, that's what was said to you. That's the thing that you were arguing against when it was said to you. That these young women, when y'all young, this is what y'all do. Y'all make all these horrible choices in men. And then when you get older, right? When you get older, you want somebody else to say, oh, forget those mistakes that you made. That was her whole argument. She keep digging a hole.
Are you and your group of friends the minority or majority? Do most women behave like you and your group of friends?
Girls, because we're talking about a different subset of women, different age groups. Because those girls that find 6'8" attractive now, when they do some growing up, they're going to look back and be like, "What the fuck was I thinking?"
No, they still like. This is what I'm talking about. You're not living in reality. If that man was 5'4", nobody would approach him. Facts. There's no conversation to have about it. If that man was 5'4", nobody would approach him. And let me be honest.
Well, no.
You can put that man in.
I ain't gonna say that because Kevin Hart has 5'4", and I'm pretty sure he get attracted. But that's based on the success, right? So, like, if you're making the argument that his looks is the reason why he's getting attracted, then I understand that. Maybe it's irrelevant for me to bring up the Kevin Hart thing because he 5'4" and we know that he get a lot of action. The argument would be that at 5'4", without his success, he wouldn't get the same action. So I see what you're saying.
Any corner of the world, you can put him on Brazil, you can put him in Portugal, you can put him on Vietnam. He will always get stares because he's a giant. Like he's not that.
And I think that is, I mean, well, yeah, if a person is a giant, yeah, you're going to get stares from everybody. If you are like.
No, sexual attention, sexual stares, sexual attention, not just, wow, look at this gigantic person, like sexual attention. You think most people are not going to give him sexual, a woman don't give him sexual attention? Let's assume that.
It depends on where he goes. It depends on where he goes.
So where is the place where a 6'8" in shape man will not get sexual attention and looks for a woman?
Where can a 6'8" guy go?
Yeah.
And not get sexual attention from men?
Yeah, from women. Like that man is. Let's assume that man is, and I'll do it with men too. That man is 6'8" in shape. He looks like he takes care of himself. He grooms himself. He dresses. Like, where is the place where he's not going to get attention?
Attractive people, listen. I get attention everywhere I go. I'm fine as hell. Attractive people are going to.
You know what? I ain't even gonna. Yes, I am. You're not fine as hell. You're not fine as hell. I hate Earth.
Get looked at. Attractive people are going to get attention no matter where he goes. So if he's attractive, of course, there are going to be people giving him looks, giving him eyes. But what I'm saying is he is in environments, specifically amongst women who are easily impressed by what he's offering.
Do you have to be on that environment to get looks?
Do you have to be in that environment?
You said people give you sexual attention because you're fine as fuck. Do you have to be on an environment where men are drinking and smoking to get those type of looks?
It's not about sexual attention. It's just that when you're attractive, people are going to look at you at the grocery store, at the gas station. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter where you are.
No, that's fair. Yes, fair. So, but that's my point. If that man was 5'4" instead of 6'8", do you think most women will actually go to him with their phone and say, "Here's my number"?
If oh my God, if he is still attractive in the face, exudes confidence, a woman that doesn't care about height still might be attracted to him.
A woman that doesn't care about height. A woman that doesn't care about height. A woman that doesn't care about height. The point is that the majority of them would prefer it. They would prefer the height, which means that more than likely they would be attracted to the guy who is taller. Even if you made them both equally, they look the same, absolute twins in the face, what any woman would want. But one of them 6'8" and one of them 5'4". This ain't hard. Why do fucking people have to be like this? Man, this shit is phony, bro. Just phony as hell. She is gorgeous, though. Who? Man, fuck y'all. Tell that shit to your auntie, nigga. Y'all ass be... That's crazy, bro.
Especially
Jazz, you keep changing it. You keep changing it because you keep because you
it's time to get out of here.
Yeah, but you keep changing the premise. You keep adding if a woman doesn't care about height. Most women care about height. How tall is your boyfriend, Jazz?
I mean, he happens to be. He happens to be above 6 feet, but that's
no. What is the precise number?
Yep, that's it. I'm done. I don't want to hear no more. I'm out of here, man. I'm tired of working for free anyway. No, that's crazy. Like, and I know just because it's applicable to her, she's one person, so that doesn't make it, general. But come on, man. Like, this is just proof that the argument is just, it's ridiculous, man. Look, it's your boy Beans. I thank y'all for watching, man. It is what it is. To all my people who tried to help support the stream, shout out to Mr. Walker, OG Dude Dirty, A-Dub, and my man E-Dub on the 2-time side of the game, man. Shout out to my man OG Dirty on the 2-time side of the game, man. I appreciate y'all. Tomorrow, the team show with me and Kiki. And yeah, we should have a special guest tomorrow as well. But we will be talking about this prostitution ring thing that they got going on in Chicago. Man, this shit is wild. We're gonna have a conversation, man. I'll probably have a different take than what y'all think, man. Anyway, your boy Beans, aka Lil Thoughtcast, bro. Podcast. We gone, boy. And they cheating on this Halo, man. Stop.
This shit is over. And I ain't playing, nigga.
It's all over, everybody. Skip. Skip. Cut these cameras off me. Skip.
Hit that like button, and hit that subscribe button, and hit that bell, and leave a comment to trigger YouTube's algorithm.
Yeah, yes, Don. I am holding a grudge because I'm still goddamn pissed off, and I'm tired of the goddamn.
What is going on?
Blah 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 blah. I thought y'all was my peeps. Hey yo, fuck y'all.